season yang ke-13. Inilah dia pasukan robot yang telah bersiap. Akan tetapi tentunya lawan dari sang robot adalah macan putih yang sedang mengamuk. Pasukan robot. Hari ini tak akan ada yang menangis, namun harus ada tim yang mengais kemenangan dari lower bracket. Di match pertama kita telah menyaksikan adanya Geek Fam yang harus turun ke lower bracket dan tim Fnatic Onyx yang tetap berdiri teguh di upper bracket. Yes, tapi tentunya walaupun tidak akan ada yang menangis, tapi ini akan menjadi sangat sengit. Karena tentunya Bigetron telah menunggu untuk mendapatkan lanjutan di upper bracket. Dan kali ini lawannya tidak akan mudah. Karena Evos Glory juga kemarin telah memberikan penampilan yang begitu hebat, Bude Clara. Betul, siapakah yang akan melanjutkan dominasi mereka? Akankah Bigetron yang dari regular season bermain dengan sangat apik? Ataukah Evos Glory yang kemarin habis membabat habis lawan mereka di hari pertama babak playoff? Kita akan menyaksikannya bersama tentunya bersama dengan Super Fans, Bigetrooper, Evos Fans, dan tentu saja selamat datang di AMPL Indonesia Season 13 babak playoffs. Wow, semakin malam, semakin panas di sini untuk menyambut match kedua pada hari ini. Super Fans di sini ada Bigetroopers dan juga Evos Fans. Kayaknya boleh nih kita cek dulu. Bigetroopers, mana suaranya? Woohoo! Evos Fans kasih semangatnya! Wow. Yes, kita melihat bahwa mereka begitu bersemangat untuk mendukung para tim dan juga tentunya ada player-player yang sangat bersinar gemilang. Dan kalau kita ngomongin tentang player, kita juga punya The Rising Heroes dari tim Bigetron Alpha. Satu nama yang terus disebut-sebut bintang muda bertalenta. Siapa lagi kalau bukan? Supercan. Namun kita akan membahas Supercan lebih dalam dengan seseorang yang bisa kita korek-korek di panggung ini. Kita akan membahas Supercan dengan mantan. Wow, halo Coach Aldo. Gimana nih kabarnya? Alhamdulillah, tapi gimana sih melihat season 13 ini di babak playoff walaupun nggak bisa bertarung as a team ya di sini, tapi bisa merasakan atmosfernya. Sangat disayangkan, tapi nggak apa-apa. Masih ada next season dan kita kalau di sini mau bahas sama Coach Aldo sebenarnya tentang satu player ini. The Rising Heroes from Bigetron Alpha. Wow, ini Rising Heroes Supercan dari yang katanya investasi bodong hingga menjadi penggendong. Coach Aldo, coba nih ini ketika Supercan dibimbing oleh seorang Coach Aldo pada saat itu ya. Sempat dibilang katanya ini Supercan ini investasi bodong. Tapi gimana tuh waktu itu akhirnya bisa menggali potensinya?
Waktu itu nggak terlalu didengerin atau gimana sih sebenarnya, karena kita tahu kan emang Ken ini emang talenta yang luar biasa, masih muda juga. Jadi ya waktu itu ya udahlah, emang waktu itu kan dipulangin di hari pertama kan sama alter ego. Jadi ya mungkin itu juga karena itu playoff pertamanya Ken juga di stage yang juga lumayan ya euforianya juga mungkin belum biasa. Jadi itu sih kayaknya.
Namun gimana sih nge-coach satu player yang hype-nya udah ada sebelum bahkan dia bermain. Namanya udah disebut-sebut. Gimana sih untuk player muda ini nge-coaching player tentunya Super Ken?
Unik sih sebenarnya karena ya Ken kan masih anak kecil, masih muda banget. Jadi emang harus hati-hati lah hitungannya. Dan dia juga hitungannya selalu sesuai ekspektasi sih. Sama waktu itu kan emang namanya gede banget dan dia di season pertamanya aja udah buktiin kan. Walaupun di playoffsnya ya nggak hoki lah hitungannya. Tapi kan selanjutnya selalu improve dan itu sih yang buat dia spesial, kayak dia selalu improve itu.
Selalu improve ya Bude. Tapi kalau kemarin pada season-season sebelumnya memang menjadi coach dari Super Ken. Tapi season ini berbeda, di mana Coach Aldo harus melawan bersama dengan alter ego melawan Super Ken. Selama regular season kemarin, Coach Aldo melihat perkembangan dari seorang Super Ken sejauh ini seperti apa sih?
Selalu seru sih kalau lawan mantan murid lah, hitungannya itu selalu seru. Perkembangan dia sejauh ini mungkin kalau bisa dilihat tuh hitungannya lebih dewasa sih di dalam in-game-nya. Banyak decision yang dia buat yang udah nggak terlalu hitungannya bocah montek lah hitungannya sekarang. Bener-bener nge-team banget, team play banget. Dan ya kita lihat lah emang pengalaman juga kan yang berbicara, semakin banyak berpengalaman semakin juga pasti bakal dewasa lebih cepat dan itu mungkin terlihat di Super Ken di season inilah hitungannya.
Jadi begitu besarnya transformasi dan juga perkembangan dari Super Ken yang Coach Aldo bisa rasakan. Kalau sekarang kalau kita minta Coach Aldo mendeskripsikan Super Ken yang sekarang nih, seperti apa?
Yang pasti dewasa, tahu job desk-nya apa. Misalnya dibikin hero ini, dia tahu job desk-nya apa. Misalkan dia dikasih assassin, dia juga tahu job desk-nya harus ngapain. Nggak lebih-lebihin, nggak ngurang-ngurangin juga sih. Ya, pokoknya bisa bilang dewasa sih untuk umur yang cukup muda lah hitungannya.
Dewasa, tapi kalau ini ya Super Ken adalah seorang jungler yang selama season terakhir ini patut diwaspadai ya Coach Aldo. Kira-kira mungkin melihat potensi dari Super Ken selanjutnya ke depannya, apakah mungkin bisa menyaingi jungler hebat teranyar nih di MPL Indonesia season sebelumnya, kemudian season 13 kali ini?
Pasti sih, soalnya kan ya kita lihat aja season ini BTR nomor 1 kan. Berarti kan dia udah bisa nyaingin jungler yang luar biasa lah di MPL Indonesia. Jadi itu udah pasti sih, udah pasti.
Ada yang mungkin mau disampaikan untuk penutupan perbincangan kali ini, Coach Aldo?
Buat Ken paling good luck, have fun, ya dengerin coachnya lah, jangan bandel-bandel.
Jangan bandel-bandel, tapi begitulah dari Coach Aldo. Dan kira-kira skornya berapa nih untuk match ini?
Biar seru 3-2 buat BTR.
3-2 untuk Bigetron. Kalau gitu kita akan sebentar lagi menyaksikan. Terima kasih sekali Coach Aldo sudah bergabung bersama kami dan ngasih tahu tentang Super Ken lebih dalam.
Betul.
Terima kasih Coach Aldo.
Wow. Bude, kita udah dengerin ya, ini dikit-dikit dari mantan coachnya Super Ken. Katanya, wow makin dewasa. Dan kita udah gak sabar ya ngelihat bagaimana penampilan dewasanya Super Ken di Land of Dawn nanti.
Benar, dengan performanya yang luar biasa bersama dengan tim Bigetron Alpha.
Dan di Land of kan lanjutan di upper bracket dan kali ini lawannya tidak akan mudah karena Evos Glory juga kemarin telah memberikan penampilan yang begitu hebat.
Akan berhadapan satu sama lain dan juga Bigetron menantikan pertemuan ini.
Yes, jadi most wanted tim ya untuk membalaskan ini beradu nantinya.
Tapi sebelum itu izinkan Bude berterima kasih kepada super fans yang dari tadi tak henti-hentinya untuk mendukung tim kesayangan kalian. Dan juga betapa meriahnya MPL Indonesia karena MPL Indonesia season 13 powered by Munton, government partner PBSI,
dan juga presented by official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy dan official e-wallet GoPay,
official destination for gaming and esports Gidia, dan official gold partner UBS Gold.
Dan tentunya thank you untuk partner in esports kita ada Campina, Oraimo, Telkomsel, Dunia Games dan juga Games Max.
Bersama dengan supplier Indomaret, Point Code.
The Red Terminators fight for a dystopian future in our second match and our final match of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the playoffs of MPL ID Season 13. And here we are live in Jakarta International Velodrome and the fans are going wild. I can barely hear myself. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to the English broadcast here with me, Eterna, alongside with Mirko. Oh, Mirko? He's over there.
He is.
He is.
He is playing.
Sorry, I was like, he's jumping up and down with the flag right now with Bix. But this is Gani as well as Arashi. You guys can't see them just yet, though. There you go. But what an extravagant match. All the Biget Troopers, all the Evos fans here are tuning in. And again, even from yesterday, Arashi, you were there as well, the Evos fans. Can you guys hear them through the speakers?
I think they must be able to hear, man. This is like a crazy showing. Usually the loud crowd, for the longest time, it's been Bigetron and Alter Ego, but Evos right now are giving the Biget Troopers a run for their money, man. They might even be beating them when it comes to decibels.
Definitely. It's a big turnout, but before we begin our first match of the day, Gani, we do want to thank our sponsors. MPL ID Season 13 is powered by Moonton, our official government partner PBESI. Presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy, our official e-wallet GoPay, our official destination in gaming and esports Kadia, our official gold partner UBS Gold. We also want to thank our partners in esports, Combina, Dunia Games, GamesMax, Araimo, and Telkomsel. Thank you so much to our suppliers, Innomart, Point Coffee, Neo QLED, Supersmart TV Plus Saturdays, and a thank you to our venue partner, Jack Pro. But here it is, a deja vu. We've had a lot of deja vus today. In match number 1, it was a deja vu to the grand finals of MPL ID Season 13, Season 12, sorry. But now we are going to take a little bit of a jump into the past here, into MPL ID Season 7.
Yeah. Which what happened was Evos, at that time Legends, won that grand finals 4-2 against Bigetron, with Key in that roster as well.
Bigetron and Evos, and for the longest time, they've been at it again and again, every single season. It just seems that when both these teams collide, there's something more than just the match at stake.
Definitely here. And if we take a little bit of a, blast to the past here into the regular season, we can see that Bigetron Alpha, they did really well against Evos' former lineup before they made that drastic change with the entire Evos Holy coming into Glory. But after that, Evos Glory were the only teams to be able to take down the Red Terminators, who were on a destruction rampage moment. So there's a little bit of bad blood and rivalry in for Bigetron in particular, who do want to clean that out, that history out, that little speck in the regular season, right? So they're coming back with a vengeance. They do want to send the White Tigers down to the lower bracket with Geek.
Which is, again, very, very unfortunate for Bigetron Alpha, because their second half run was basically
clean,
undefeated, except for that one match against Evos, which went to full of best of 3. So it wasn't a clean sweep. But again, this time Bigetron will take revenge.
That'll be the attempt right here to really prove to everyone that they are the best. You have to be able to claim that you're the best, you have to be able to beat the best. With Evos looking so scary right here, a lot of the fans believe they have what it takes to shut down, literally, the Red Terminators. But we'll have to see, man, because right now, the stats speak for themselves. Number 1 in the regular season standings. That is definitely a big factor, but so is this.
Definitely. Super Ken versus Annabelle. These are the rising stars from both respective teams. And you got to give it to both of them, right? Super Ken in his debut also made a fantastic performance. A lot of people were saying that he could be one of the main reasons as to the success of Bigetron. And here they are now, number 1 in the regular season standings, defeating Onic, the Invincible. But the same can be said about the performance from Annabelle, a rookie coming into this from the Evos Holy lineup. And he has been performing out of his mind, especially now in his playoff run.
Even against Liquid Aura, right? He almost forced every single game at least 2 respect bans to the Link, to the Alpha. The unique hero that he brings to the table, particularly that Alpha that he has found so much unexpected success on is what makes him stand out even more compared to everyone else. But Super Ken, he's been in the game for a bit longer, and he has shown that he has passed through adversity. He has gone through the doubts as well, and now finally he has risen to this reputation as the solid, always a jungler with just such a good performance every single time.
So flexible.
Yes.
Right? It's a little bit similar to Annabelle. That's why I'm saying there are similarities between these two players, because who in the world has pulled off an Alice this season? Nobody. Super Ken can do it. Who in the world has pulled up an Alpha this season? Annabelle has done it to perfection as well. He has found so many wins on it that it actually warrants a ban in the first phase for several different teams. But on the other hand, Super Ken has so many up his sleeve. It's not just one, it's not just two. He can go for utility, he can go for assassins, he can go for these fighters in the jungle, and that's what makes this showdown just that much more interesting. And this is something that is quite unique about these two teams. Too fast to win the game. Arashi, talk us through this.
Bigetron right now has the fastest average game time on MPL ID Season 13 with 15 minutes and 55 seconds. So basically 16 minutes. Under 12 minutes, 8 wins, 1 loss. 12 to 18 minutes, 15 wins, 5 losses. And over 18 minutes, 5 wins and 3 losses. Great stats overall, but you can see that when the games go fast, they gain success. And what's interesting is that used to not be the case. Poetically, in this matchup, back then, when Evos and Bigetron were battling it out, Evos were the ones who want to go fast, and Bigetron used to be the team with the longest game time. If you recall the age-old 30-minute games whenever Bigetron was in the picture. But now it's a complete flip. How to turn tables.
Exactly. Remember the times with Bigetron with, I do believe, Renbo in the mid lane. He loved the Sicilian picks. And that's why they always want to drag it to the late game, because that's where their power held. And it's a completely different story now with Evos now, with brands and so on and so forth. They're the ones who find most of their success when they bring it to the late game. So I'm wondering, with this clash again of playstyles, although flipped on a different shoe, will we be seeing Bigetron be able to snowball through what Evos want to be a late game kind of deal?
Definitely an evolution, but I feel like most of the part, it depends on Iman, right? This guy, Bigetron acquired him just this season because, yeah, Season 12, Season 11, Bigetron Alpha seems like to have this hole in that gold lane. With Shibe, with Saken, it didn't really work vision-wise and also mission-wise for that org. They changed things up, bring in someone from PH. Iman, it seems like, wow, Iman fits this org perfectly. And this is why, one of the reasons also, with the help of Super Ken, Iman shines in this roster, right? This is why they are sitting in first place regular season. They are the #1 contender. But against Bronze, who has experience in ID, I feel like it's going to be a fair, balanced game. It can be fast, but I believe Brands has something in his bag to, hey, Iman, let's take it slow.
Depends which side he woke up today, though, for Brands. Did he wake up with Mr. Fantastic? Or did he wake up with Mr. Bombastic? We're gonna see which exactly is the shade that we will be given today by Brands, but this is the official team lineup for the Red Terminators. Meanwhile, for Evo's Glory, still the main 5 with a strong mid trio in Annabelle, Glocken, as well as Dreams. They are looking to push this forward. They are looking to take a step closer to their MSC run, and we are going to welcome them on to the stage.
They were once 9th this season, now fighting for upper brackets finals with their holy lineup who has found glory. Ladies and gentlemen, Fluffy and the Helms. They are a very scary team. And on the other side, the #1 contender, the Red Terminators. They're just programmed to win. Let's welcome both of the teams. Evos Glory and Bigetron Alpha.
Nature versus technology. Again, ladies and gentlemen, in this upcoming showdown, with so much history behind them, being the grand finalists of Season 7, they come back with entirely different players, an entirely different mind behind them as well. And the games begin here.
Good to see Coach Keskute and Coach Strat the G. We've seen both of them come up with just new perspectives on how to take their team to the next level. And today, especially the drafting phase, you can expect brilliance because for both of them, they've been able to find just winning combinations again and again for their team. And that is definitely not any easy feat. Finally, head-to-head today, we'll have to see how the drafting phase goes. Will there be respect bans more than respect picks? First, we got to take a look at the most picked and banned heroes right here. Before that, red side and blue side win rate, 87%. Wow. On the blue side for Bigetron. That is something that Evos will definitely take note of and trying to mitigate as much as possible. But that aside, of course, there's the respect bans towards the assassins. Whenever Super Ken is in the picture, and the gold lane as well is something that they like to use as a great weapon here to try and secure a proper, solid mid-game foundation, mid-game source of damage if they want to keep going with that snowball style that has served them so well in Season 13.
One of the main things to highlight here, ladies and gentlemen, is if you take a look at the most banned by opponents on the side of the red robots, on the side of Bigetron, there's an Angela there.
Yeah.
And you've got to wonder why, right? Sure, the Angela gives flexibility, right? You can flex it into the mid lane, you can flex it into the roam, but that is not the reason why, because that can be adapted by any other team. The reason why it's so important for teams to ban this away from Bigetron Alpha is the fact that Super can become so open in the jungle picks, right? Without Angela, it's very difficult to pick up something like the Alice, like the Joy. See, these are the things that we need to pay attention.
Adding more layers to this team, right? Adding more depth with that. Yeah, and even in the previous match, Fnatic Onyx versus GateFam, Angela was completely ignored. It wasn't banned nor picked. But in this series, I feel like it's going to be different. Angela can be prio, especially if we're talking about Bigetron Alpha.
The thing is right now with both these teams, of course the highlighted matchup here is in the jungle, but everyone else has performed so solidly as well. So Rizzo and Fluffy, for instance, right? Both having insane performances at the same time. Dreams compared to Key, both also having highlights in that Land of Dawn. So having a global kind of presence that can be used flexibly to help every single team member out means that they have more ways to kind of flex around that power, that focus funnel on the supports. So I think for both these teams, I can agree that Angela might be something that's so important.
You know what else is important, Arashi?
Patterns.
Patterns. We love our patterns, we love our superstitions, and it seems like the teams that have been able to acquire third place last season have become champions this season. And you know who placed third place last season for Indonesia?
Who?
Bigetron.
The Red Terminators. Let's see though, if in MPL ID, will it follow the trend, right?
I love patterns.
They're the #1 contender. They're #1 regular season.
And to be
They're
fair,
there for a reason.
see the roars coming in again from the side of Evos.
Can we hear your roar real quick?
What?
Okay, Arashi's roar. 3, 2, 1.
Roar!
Nice.
All right, moving
that?
on. Oh, hey!
It's a Bigetrooper!
Who could that be?
Oh my god, did he actually?
Is that
Ladies and gentlemen, if you know, you know. And of course, for Evos, there's no lack of supporters as well. As far as patterns go, you have to remember that a lot of patterns have been made and broken in the playoffs so far.
True.
We have said again and again, in Season 13, you never know what's going to happen. And now, today, is no different.
See here, one team, one voice, one family. That is a roar.
That is a roar. And we've talked about Cerezo, the guy you see on screen. We've talked about Fluffy as well, but we haven't really touched on the mid trio. So people are saying that one of the main pillars to Evos' gameplay is the mid trio with Clocken, with Annabelle, with Dreams, but a lot of people are also saying the same thing about Bigetron. So this showdown is going to be very important and imperative. And will they be able to get the priority lanes for this mid trio in order to set up for Bigetron to set up for their snowball and for Evos to set up for their side laners, right? They want to be able to give Brand some space in order for them to be able to anchor in towards the later stage of the game. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. We are moments away of entering the drafting phase, presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy. It looks like Evos will be on blue side first, Bigetron on red side, so not the winning side for the red robots just yet. Matilda, Angela, and the Chip have been banned out, but so has the Moscow Blue OE and the Export. And this is Evos with the first pick, Harris.
This is interesting, having the Harriet finally let go. This is a strategy that was applied by RRQ, but whenever they let go of the Harriet in day one, they were unable to find any sort of success. But now Bigetron very willingly let it go, banning instead the X-Borg very, very early on, possibly hinting at some kind of contest for domination in the EXP lane, but the Loyi does not show up either. What is going on?
You should.
It's not going to be Loyi. Bigetron, especially if we're talking about Moreno, it's just, oh, Loyi's been banned, yeah. So, again, Moreno, Valentina, last year, Snapdragon, he popped off on this Valentina, and it seems like he just keeps on improving on the Valentina. So there's no surprise that they're going to prio this over other mages. Plus, so versatile, right? If we're talking about Valentina, the IMU just brings a lot of pressure.
There are whispers that are saying that Moreno will be the next Suns.
Whoa, okay.
Whispers, just whispers.
Skipping over a boy?
Personal opinion, skipping over a boy.
All right.
So we'll see though, with the Novaria and the Yuzong picked up as well. Natan is the answer.
Today we haven't seen the Natan really finding too much success, so that is a bit of a concern if you're a Bigetron fan. The Loyi actually was banned out earlier. Now with that, the Alpha as well will be respected from Bigetron. Evos using this flexibility, whereas Bigetron already immediately showing out their cards, wanting that Fredrin, that extra bit of sustain, that extra bit of crowd control and damage, that flexibility that Supercan is so good at using to change his kind of playstyle depending on the composition.
Wow. Bigetron, what will they go for here for their last ban? They ban out a hero for Annabelle. Seems like they will commit to another Annabelle ban with that Nolan saying, yeah, we'll try to limit you as much as possible. So what will Annabelle go for here in the second phase? Just a utility jungler, I suppose?
There's a lot of options, honestly, for Annabelle, right? If we take a look at his hero pool, it's super wide. Baxia, Fredrin, Alpha, Fanny, Nolan, Daira, Joy, Barrett, Carmilla, Ling, Lancelot.
Wow.
What do you think suits the best in this composition?
In this composition, I feel like some utility would be nice right here to really help the team out. And some AoE perhaps, because right now, there's a lot of ways for Evos to just go in brute force, but there's no way for them to really guarantee that Bigetron can stick around and go for a fight. For Bigetron though, they've taken the CC. That's usually matched up with the X-Borg, similar playstyle, small but consistent DPS over time. We've seen, I think, Uranus being a good solution towards heroes like that. It was used against an X-Borg, I believe, earlier on. Now with the CC available to maybe threaten the backline though, we'll have to see what is Evos' response to that after banning away the Paquito.
Let's see. A hero for Dreams and a hero for Annabelle. Against this composition, what's the option here? Do they go for Barret? They go for Minotaur for Dreams. So that's big counter engage as well as the Boxia.
All right, no surprises for the side of Dreams, right? He really likes the Minotaur. And if you really think about it, Minotaur is somehow a complete roamer. You can heal, you can crowd control, and they're quite tanky after a couple of items. So it's quite complete in that sense.
You just lack a bit of mobility. That will be the one downside for Evos, but at the same time, they have a Black Dragon form, they have the Boxia, they have a lot of mobility already baked in, and ooh, the Franco for Key.
Yeah.
We haven't seen this in quite a while.
And technically, Moreno on the Valentina can facilitate the Franco as well with the Novaria, with Evos Legends, Evos Glory.
Adding more hitbox or gaining more hitbox with the... Also, Minion Fury can actually be taken away
Exactly.
with Valentina, all up to Moreno.
It's all up to him, and he's very creative and he's very effective as well on the Valentina, one of his power heroes as well. But for the side of Evos, comfort all around. Fluffy gets his Yuzong. We do see Klokken, who's been able to steal so many objectives under the nose of his opponents with the Novaria, and Brands with the Harith. It's a battle of comfort, but it looks like Evos are looking for more of in that early game. But they also have late game potential as well with the Novaria. So we're gonna dive deep into the Land of Dawn before we dive deep into the compositions with Arashi. Ladies and gentlemen, game number 1 between the White Tigers and the Red Robots. Looking for a dystopian future and looking to push more into the upper bracket.
Very early on, Key already just forced to back away right here. His attempts to really slow down the jungle clearing speed isn't exactly successful. Showing again the difficulties if you still want to try and be pesky and try and reset or delay that buff. In the EXP lane, it's going to be quite a skill matchup between Sorizo and Fluffy. And technically in the Golden as well, there's going to be a lot of eyes there to try and see how this matchup plays out. Because both of the goal laners right here are not going for any kind of defensive emblem setups. They both want that Bargain Hunter to try and get the power spike as fast as possible.
You take a look at Moreno as well in his emblem choices. He's looking for much more cooldown. What kind of gameplay is he hinting at here?
High mobility, impact in the fights by just spamming spells out. And he went for the Impure Rage as well to try and help with the mana issues potentially. No Quantum Charge though, so he can't really kite as efficiently. But Annabelle, whoa!
Actually, caught here. Oh my god. Without the shield unit and not even level 4. Annabelle will be punished in the jungles of the Red Robots. Good spot there by Supercan.
So aggressive and already happening all under 2 minutes. And that's when most of the damage really spikes in for those who go in for the enemy jungle. Was it the best of decisions?
It's a bit hasty, and the backup from his team really wasn't around either. Now look at this mid lane. Woo! Bigetron already making the aggressive moves, trying to assert dominance before the first turtle fight. But even in the gold lane, by the way, the Natan is doing quite okay against the Harith. Quite surprising.
You can see here Moreno already taking the Black Dragon form from Fluffy. Haunted here, Annabelle. Oh, Annabelle though was so clear the turtle. And now 2 dragons in the Land of Dawn already trying to perhaps find aggression. But Moreno, this might be a mistake, but very defensively, damage does not come through. Luckily for Bigetron there, they just escaped from dodge the bullet.
Annabelle bares his teeth there. He was behind earlier on, still able to get that neutral objective take. What a comeback here. Even though there were some small issues for the White Tigers, it certainly seems that they have the neutral objective take.
We had a talent prediction by the Samsung Galaxy A55, A35 5G though. Mr. Pulong on the in-agent desk, as always, refuses to follow the stream of support from the talents. We'll have to see. Right now, Bigetron certainly seems to be a bit more confused, looking for a chance to make a play happen. Seems like they're still stuck being a bit more reactive. They do have the Natan for that late game, but we've seen that it's no longer a foolproof solution, right? A lot of things can affect that outcome in these late game team fights.
For sure. What if they don't want to bring it to the late game, right? With Franco not able to find a proper pick so far.
Whoa. Annabelle made a mistake earlier. This time he has the Poissons to escape.
Shoot.
Everything's fine and dandy for Annabelle. We'll see if Key's going to be able to get this iron hook down. He does get it, but there's no follow-up. There's who in the composition of Bigetron is supposed to follow up these hooks?
When it comes to the hooks, most like the Super Ken and Moreno, and maybe even Sorizo, right? Technically, without anyone around, Sorizo can do a lot of single target damage if they want to play it out like that. Oh, you can see trades of skills here in the EXP lane. Again, right before the turtle spawns, to try and get some dominance. But Bigetron have to solve this problem of trying to go for a contest against a Minotaur that can stun up their own jungler. They might go for fights first, but they have left their roamer on the top side of the map. They're trying to find a way to capitalize and shut down Brands, but it might not work out in their favor.
Sorizo stuck in the pit, will try to slide himself out, but Turtle will be secured by Clock and not even the jungler. So that's a win here for Evos Glory, and Bigetron Alpha, they're looking for compensation, they're looking for trades, perhaps in the top side of the map.
So neutral objective take once again falls to the hands of the White Tigers. Annabelle didn't even use his retribution, so he can use it elsewhere. I thought he would have used it to go in for an invade, but he's just holding onto it. Meanwhile, Key looking for his next person to take in. Doesn't necessarily get it just yet. And my point earlier on with the Iron Hook was, sure, yes, I do understand we have Moreno, we have Sorizo to follow up, but it's not insta-burst. It's not something like the carry in the late game. It's not something like the Beatrix with her shotgun. It's way more difficult for Morena to do so because the burst doesn't necessarily one-shot as a Valentina.
It sure isn't instant at all, but it depends if they start snowballing. It's a concealed play for Super Ken to try and find something, but another jumps on him. Dreams follows up.
Bigetron, they're ready though. Super Ken still soaking the most of the damage. Whoa! Flicker Minion Fury by K finds 3. Iman will find a way out. Oh, that's a little bit too close for comfort there. Bigetron almost losing 2 members top lane.
Now even in the mid lane, see Annabelle just immediately looking for some more options for both these teams. Even when there is a big moment, it really seems like the game is so slow, so controlled. But Evos, they're getting the better of Bigetron so far with the superior team fighting, with the AoE. Oh, Kido! Whew.
See?
Yeah, he doesn't even commit the hunt.
The hooks land, but what's the next step, right? Iman doesn't have nearly as much damage just yet. And it feels like they haven't found the value of this Iron Hook, unless, of course, he commits with a ultimate.
Well, the later the game goes, technically, considering what Goni was talking about, the Minotaur, right? You're flexible, you have healing. At the same time, usually Minotaurs go with the flash of the Oasis. Now Annabelle gets jumped on.
Oh, he will commit the hunt this time. Good taunt as well. Simply the Herod though, jumps in! And that will be enough to take him down. Super Ken next, double kill for Brands. Fluffy surviving, Moreno trying to find a trade in the backside. Dreams will fall, 2 for 1. The turtle now for Evos Glory. Moreno taken down by Clocken. And that will be Annabelle securing the nuke. Annabelle still smells blood and Sorizo stunned up, and the members will collapse on towards him. A double for Claw and a double for Brands.
Claws, fangs, everything is taken out here, ladies and gentlemen, by the White Tigers as they're turning it around in the early stage of the game. Those trades were impeccable. The way that they layered their damage was amazing. The initiation coming in from Dreams was great as well. You thought that perhaps maybe Bigetron could go in for a trade. You saw that Moreno was trying his best as well in the back line, but even that wasn't enough. And this is my underlying problem with this Franco pick, because that should have been Annabelle's demise, but they didn't have enough damage. And so they bought so much time, and then Evos were able to re-engage like they're doing now.
Purify already popped. That will be enough for Evos Glory to take another turret. the way I see it, I think this Franco, more than anything, is just to stop and deflect the momentum, perhaps potentially that Evos Glory is trying to do. Team roll, stop it with a hunt. Not necessarily always as an engaged tool, but let's see. Now, 2,500 gold lead has already established, so that is enough firepower to just find the Franco and take him down.
At the same time, though, late game for the Valentina and the Nathan is still very much a possibility for Bigetron, and they've been doing a great job at this trading when they've decided it's not time to go for a fight just yet. When they did go for the fight, it didn't go their way. But just earlier, you saw that they did everything to try and slow down the push. They sent Sorizo to try and equalize. 9 minutes in right here, it's almost a 3k goal advantage, which is quite significant. But Bigetron, they're positioning like they can still try and contest this. It might be a mistake.
Sorizo, sandbag. Oh, the hook lands on towards Fluffy, but he will soak in the damage. Sorizo falls, as well as Superkin. And now Evos Glory, they do not go more for a fight. Instead, they will look for the newts. 2 members taken out, that's already an advantage.
It was already bad enough that Annabelle was a level above a Super Ken. It becomes even worse that you lose 2 members having the man advantage. The Red Robots had absolutely no say in that particular interaction. And to top it all off, Brands now secures in that Holy Crystal. But back to that team fight again, right? He goes in for the Iron Hook. But this is textbook for Dreams. He's utilized this Minotaur as a counter towards these Iron Hooks so many times before, and we saw that happening. The Iron Hook comes in, the rest of the members want to follow up on that pick with the damage, but because of that short range composition that Bigetron has, Dreams is so easy to punish and capitalize over that interaction.
And right now, as you can see, he has the Fast of the Oasis, so the healing is going to be ramping up. And of course, the extra bit of shielding when people are low. Yaman is coming close to his Holy Crystal. Oh, Evos jump on the targets.
Yep, Fluffy here opening things up. Iman will be the target, but there you go. The hunt connects to stop it all. 1 member is taken out. Annabelle will try to escape this time. Take a look at Bigetron. There will be not enough damage for him, because Raz is there with the double. So Rizoki down and out.
Fluffy taken out, but 2 in return. And immediately Evos go to take more structures, try and get more control. Even if Bigetron try and play it safe, there is still Inovaria with the poke coming in. Unless he can land a hook on someone a bit squishier, it's going to be so difficult right now. Evos understand this, and they just keep putting Annabelle and Fluffy in the forefront and let Dreams counter-engage, and Bigetron have no answer at all.
Not yet. Not yet. Inner turret in the mid will fall, so officially all outer and inner turrets will be taken out here quite early.
It does so appear like that is the situation. Ladies and gentlemen, audience prediction, however, 61% for Evos Glory. Meanwhile, for the Bigot Troopers, 39%. That's actually quite surprising for me. I thought the Evos fams would at least be in the 70-80% category.
Well, it turns out there's a lot more believers in Evos as of right now, not just yet for Bigetron. But Fluffy though, with the Brutus Breastplate and then the Radiant Armor, he's going to be trying to be serving as a bit of a secondary front line. As you mentioned, Eterna, as long as whoever gets hooked does not get immediately deleted or disintegrated, Evos can very easily force a fight into a long duration fight. And that's where Brands can even have a lot of space to really maneuver, to go around and just start doing big damage. And if he gets his hands on Eman or Moreno, I think he's fed enough to really start almost one-shotting them already with the Divine Glaive on top of the Holy Crystal.
What about Brands? I mean, sorry, what about Aman?
Eman? He went for the Holy Crystal as well, and then he went for the Blood Wings because he knows he needs a lot more survivability. We'll see if that pays off, because right now he's too far away from the Lord as Bigetron. They're still trying to go for a contest.
Superkin has no retry.
Not yet. Will be live in 30, but the hook and the hunt connects. Dreams first to one to fall. Now Annabelle juicy target, but Super Ken will be taken up by Brands. Now in the backside, Fluffy goes crazy as Brands collects the double. He might go for the triple, but Moreno and Cerezo has enough space to back off.
3-for-1 trade, and that entire premise didn't even matter. Super Ken, a level below, doesn't matter, he's not even present. The White Tigers, they are roaring, they are growling, and they are showing a dominance, outclassing the Red Robots in game number 1. Should be a free Lord given to Evos Glory.
It has to be. Man, Lord slain by Annabelle right there. As Brands finishes his full inventory slot, 7-0. And in that game, he did, what was it, 13,000, 40,000 damage? He was just insane. And one of the basic attacks actually followed Eman through the entropy and took him out there as well. So when it comes to the speed of outputting the damage, Evos has Bigetron beat by a mile. Now with the Lord coming in though, can they win a 5v5?
Oh, good Astral Echo reveals 5. With the help of Fluffy, it will zone Bigetron out. Oh, the damage will connect. Brands finds one. He might find more. With the Minion Fury, he finds a double, looking for the triple. The base now should be the main objective, but they want bodies. Triple for Brands and double for Clockron. The base will be taken out.
They lead the series, Evos Glory. Wow. I don't think anyone expected game number 1 to end quite like that. Bigetron, one of the tournament favorites. A lot of people actually went 3-1, 3-0 even for the Red Robots, but against all odds, again, when Evos are put in a tough position, when Evos are placed into a corner, are backed up into a corner, that is when they turn online. That is a switch. That is their proving ground.
Crazy turn of events right here. Letting go to Harith, the revenge mission from Bigetron seems to be facing a bit of a hiccup, not going as planned. That decision really came to haunt them later on when you see the difference in the damage output. It used to be the Tan that even though it's a DPS character, can just nuke people down. But right now in the meta, it's Harith all the way. Even with the changes, the nerfs to the survivability, that damage is absolutely obscene.
And here's the thing. Evos Glory, they picked up Minotaur first. And then Bigetron responded with a Franco. Mind you, the hunt can be cancelled with just the first skill of that Minotaur. So it somehow is, yeah, that Franco last pick was definitely questionable.
Well, you saw a bit of maybe what they were trying to achieve, because you saw when the hook lands on the Minotaur, it's a bit closer. But at that point, they were 6k gold behind. So even when they do get a quote-unquote pick-off, man, Evos just made them pay for it dearly.
Exactly.
With multiple bodies.
And Dreams has been here before. He's been able to counter the Franco in this exact same way in the regular season before. So it was quite a surprising last pick in for Bigetron Alpha with the Franco. And I'm still staying with my initial statement that I don't think that anyone else was able to follow up on the hooks, even if he were able to land it in the early game.
Yeah, I do understand that, right? Again, it's a very, very awkward pick, considering that there are a lot still on the board. Roamer heroes, right? You can go for the, I believe, was Kaja banned out?
Yes, Kaja was banned out.
Okay, so support heroes maybe. You can go for the Florin, you can for it's not really Key's playstyle, but perhaps it might help to just, you know, sustain and drag it out.
So many heroes in his arsenal.
And mind you, Evos Glory, we thought that they were the ones who want to, you know, play and drag the game out, but in this composition, they want to end it early.
Especially with against an Atan, you don't want to risk taking the game too far out. player of the game by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy series. It's gonna be Dreams though. We talked again about the Oasis, the flexibility, right? He's not only the front line. In fact, in this game, he wasn't the front line at all. That could be the potential reason why they brought out the Baksha here, to get that mobility, to get that clear speed, and then to be the main solid, tanky, beefy character that can withstand for a bit longer from the Iron Hooks so that Dreams can find an opportunity. And every single turtle fight, Lord fight, you just see this man eyeing for a chance to make a big play happen. Let's look at the player of the game highlights by our official gold partner, Ube S Gold. Earlier on here, this was surprising to say the least. Annabelle just going at it. But afterwards, every single fight, this was the first one. Flicker, Minion, Fury. The fact that there was no aggression really traded back from Bigetron means that for Dreams, every single fight, he will have that flicker that he will not be forced to use defensively. And look at that. There's just way too much crowd control on top of the fact that Brands is on the Herod, the fact that he's snowballing, doing a lot better, and still survivable. Look at the damage output from Brands. Definitely a contender for that player of the game as well.
In most cases, the Yuzong is not a counter to the Natan, especially in the late stage of the game. But here, Fluffy was able to make it work, right? Despite getting taken down over there, he was able to push Iman back and make him a non-factor in the team fight.
This was a fight where they got the Minotaur, so no Minion Fury, but at this point, we are far too behind. 6k gold, and everyone just dropping like flies because there's no real front line. So Rizzo and Super Ken, again, both fighters, not exactly big walls of defense like a Barats, like a Uranus. Look at Sorizo here. Immediately jumped on, immediately deleted. And he just wasted no time at all, denying any kind of comeback potential. Even right here, Brands goes towards the back, shows Aman how it's done. Reminds him that, hey, you're a freshman, I'm a senior. I've been here before you even showed up.
Aw. That's true though. 14 minutes and 51 seconds. What did you think? This was absolutely zero neutral objective control by BTR whatsoever. Look, 0 Lords, 0 Turtles.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what was the vision from Bigetron. Because if you look at it, there's no way it's about 5v5 contesting the neutral objective. But in this game, a lot of the fights really happened that way. And if you look at the drafts, it's almost a given that Evos has the upper hand. It's not a guaranteed win, but they have more tools to play around with. And Bigetron Alpha, it seems like their composition doesn't really match up to that in a proper on full 5v5. It's almost like they expected the CC to be doing a lot better and to be able to zone the whole backline, right? Maybe if that happened, if Sorizo was quote-unquote snowballing due to all the ganks and the attention in the early game, maybe the Novaria or the Habit can be zoned away in the back. If that happens, even though there's a big Minion Fury, then the whole team can still somewhat withstand it.
Maybe, but
Maybe.
yeah, it's such. I think it's just a little too complex here, right? Seeing that last pick again, that Franco last pick, it just made it somehow. It's just slightly worse in execution. Because then I don't consider Franco as the hero that can tank in the front line.
Damage,
No,
yeah.
absolutely
You have to play around the bushes. You have to find the right timings. But again, if we compare the junglers in this game, Annabelle wins it.
But like, I don't want to take away Annabelle's skills, okay? But
Take it
there
away.
were a lot of moments where he was able to get the neutral objective takes because of the space that was given in by Dreams. So behind a good jungler is also a very good
True.
roamer.
True, which makes Annabelle just comfortable with the space that he has.
I mean, look at the stats. It's not really that different, of course, aside from the neutral objectives. That's because Annabelle isn't the carry here, right? Usually we see him on Assassins. He's not really meant to be doing the damage, to be making the flanks, getting the pickoffs. Right here, he's meant to be one of the main front lines, and he's taking that Iron Hook again and again. So even though it seems like he isn't really beating out Super Ken, it's because he's serving a better purpose for his team instead of just trying to, you know, hard carry on a Baksha, right? That we haven't seen that being the case for a long time. You look at the stats right here. Again, very one-sided. And that Harith let go. Again, showing the strength of this Harith pick. The rich carry and the carry is Brands on the Harith, and it's almost like you know this is how it's gonna go when you first saw it in the drafting phase.
And also, let's not forget to give credit towards Blockman, right? Almost 100% KP. He is one of the reasons why. Also, this Franco, he was very hard to position himself because he can't hide. He can hide around the bushes. He will definitely be spot out by Novaria, by Kwakun, and also the damage that he has done in this game. Stellar.
Stellar.
A lot.
Is it stellar because he's playing Novaria as well? With the Star Shatter?
Yes, Arashi.
Okay. I'll take it.
The poses, Annabelle, iconic.
All the categories were taken by Evos earlier on. That was the post. This was Brands.
Got two, by the way.
This was Annabelle. This was Brands.
Annabelle, Clockman,
Yeah.
Dreams.
This was
Dreams, sorry.
Yeah.
Wrong guy. It's almost like it's like a progression, right? You know, like
That's why.
the step-by-step guide on how to gesture by Evos.
How to win this match.
How to win this?
Ooh.
Oh.
Bold
Okay.
statement.
Okay, okay.
Hey. Predicted this one.
Bold statement. You know what bold rhymes with?
Gold?
Exactly.
Oh, good guess.
Exactly. Gold, ladies and gentlemen.
Smart.
UBS Gold. Finally, the collaboration is up and available for us to enjoy. Get it now. Only 150 pieces are available of the limited edition Benedetta Electo Katana and Mythic Warrior rings. And it's a collaboration between UBS Gold as well as the Mobile Legends Bang Bang. By the way, have you guys seen it yet?
Nope, nope.
Have you gotten it yet?
No. And I haven't seen it in real life either.
We haven't had time to actually, check out the collaboration
Yep.
at the venue, but we will be able to do so tomorrow. So we're gonna do that, ladies and gentlemen. It's available offline at the UBS Gold booth, so you guys can actually go ahead and get it first, because again, only 150 pieces are available. So first come, first serve. And I want to get my hands on it as soon as possible, ladies and gentlemen. Oraimo
Yeah,
is also
I mean,
something that I want.
with the gold that you've invested, you can also buy a good pair of audios, you know?
What?
Good pair of audios.
Oraimo.
What's Oraimo?
Check out Oraimo, the free pods light. Right, that's the exclusive Edith edition. The collaboration Oraimo and as well as MPL. The ultimate choice for gamers. With Edith's distinctive sound and gaming mode, it takes your gaming experience to the next level. Plus, as the official partner of MPL, there's no doubt Oraimo's quality, and you can get 10% discount at the Oraimo official store at the Orange store with the code Oraimo MPL. Simply enter the code in the coupon section before checkout or checking out and unleash unstoppable sound. Exactly.
Oh, but what's this? Is that your phone, Gani? You could be sitting at the front in the Team Galaxy zone because you're using the Samsung.
He usually does.
I had that privilege.
Oh, that's why you played the 1v1 Johnson.
Johnson
You were sitting at the
race.
front.
Right. That was interesting to see, man. We were not expecting it, and then we heard Gani, and we were like, whoa, is that actually him? And it was. That's because he's in
That
the
wasn't me,
front
though.
rows.
I can't believe you lost
That
though.
is you. What do you mean?
Why did you lose?
Why did I lose?
Yeah.
That wasn't me. I don't have that jacket.
What? I didn't say anything about a jacket, Gani. You've exposed yourself.
Yeah.
No,
Classic
I
Warrior.
saw the Gani, quote unquote, playing Johnson, and hey,
Yeah.
looks like me, but that's not me.
I think that's Arashi though. Oh
That
no,
is
no, no, no,
Arashi.
that's Mirko. That's Mirko enjoying the MPL festival, ladies and gentlemen. And you guys can actually enjoy all the fun activities that await you outside the venue. We have so many events. There were Geek VA dancers yesterday. Earlier on, we have the Bigetron VAs singing. So if you want to
Okay.
join along, sing along, dance along, there's just so many things that you guys can enjoy. But let's center around this. The most picked gold lane hero in each region.
For the most part, the carry and the Roger really does stick out, but the Claude, I think, which is the most common right here so far. I feel like it's a good mix, but especially in Indonesia. Then Natan, we were talking about how it really seems lackluster right now. For now, only in MPL Malaysia do you still see it picked up very often. And now in Indonesia, it seems to be kind of shrinking in success rate. So we might see a different gold laner take that spot. But for the most part, it's still the late game. It's still the shred and mobility. The three things that make a solid gold laner in a team fight is the damage output, the mobility, and the laning. If you can go and guarantee all three of those, then you can kind of find weird solutions for the gold lane. But for now, teams are sticking to what has been working. So I think it'll be quite a while before we see any kind of massive development in the meta for the gold lane.
Interesting.
What do you want to see in the gold lane?
What do I want to see in the gold
Yeah.
lane? Tough question. But I do want to see Moscow.
Moskov, that's
I want to see more.
okay.
So more Scarf.
More Moscow.
Moskov.
More Moscow. But
It was banned out earlier.
True.
Yes.
Based on that data, though, carry from PH actually has that highest win rate.
Why the carry?
65% in PH.
Why do you think the
Other,
carry has
only
found so much
15.
success?
I think when it's a calculated game where, and if it goes to the late game, right, the carry usually, you can kind of shine in the early game, but also in the late game, depending on how it goes, right? The mid game is where you kind of dip a little bit. And I guess over there, they're just really good at securing the right circumstance for the carry to really find a window of opportunity. Which is why we're seeing a lot of teams right now also go for these picks that not only just win in their lanes and in the early game, but also that fits into the composition, especially if they have like a, like we saw earlier from Onyx, for example. We saw that, okay, they go for Natan, so everything else needs to be adjusted to give that Natan success. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for them, but now we're getting straight back into it.
Drafting phase presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy. Game number 2. Bigetron on the blue side this time around. Evos on the red. So far that win rate for Bigetron has been true, right? They were second pick, lost it, and now they're reverting back to their comfort. Let's see if they're able to find a little bit more momentum and playing ground when they have this position. Export, Luoyi, Angela banned out, Moskov, Matilda, and the Harris. Chip, Roger picked up by Bigetron. Hey, these are very fast drafts, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Arashi, I'll just throw it over to you for you to start.
It's almost like Bigetron, of course, we're thinking like, man, if only we had our first pick, right? And we can probably find a winning strategy. So they have it lined up already. They have the global presence, and Evos do not. But Evos themselves, considering the speed of the hero selections, it almost seems like they are prepared for this as well. They don't really seem confused. They don't seem they don't seem really phased by the picks that have been given so far. With a Farsa and a Roger though, that's a lot of snowball potential, a lot of burst. But we've seen Evos with their signature style in this season, able to just delay games for so far. If they want to do that though, they have to find disengage tools, because otherwise, some of these heroes are very easily caught in the middle of a big skirmish.
Bigetron, the way they picked up Farsa, Roger, and Chip, it's very similar on what Onyx did, Fnatic Onyx did it in the previous match, right? And sure, Onyx took a couple of losses as well, but mainly they were able to find this stability. Perhaps against a hero like Claude, though, it's going to be a problem, especially in the later stages. As Farsa needs to find the position that is effective. But it's going to be the Barats and the Baksha banned out.
Interesting.
So, yeah, they're just limiting the junglers here from the side of Evos Glory. You do not want to play the utilities.
Do you know what was effective against that game? Masha. Right?
to
Masha was a big
ruination.
factor as to shutting down Suns on the Farsa in that particular game that they actually lost. So that is still a possibility here for Fluffy if they want to pick it up for themselves. And hey, it wasn't banned out. They opted for the Carmilla and the Yuzong, so the Masha is still available to use.
On the other hand, you're seeing that some heroes are left open right here. I mean, considering how much respect was given to Annabelle by Liquid Aura, you would think that the Ling or the Alpha would be banned away or picked away even. But no, both are still open. But with the Fredgen already selected, it should be already in the jungle. But unless Evos want to play some mind games and flex it around, we should be seeing the same old, same old. That's going to be a Terizla for Fluffy here. So in the team fight situation, and especially for Moreno on the Farsa, this Terizla can be a big problem. If you get jumped on by the penalty zone, you can't get out.
Yeah, Masha has an approach, but it seems like they went for another, right? Terizla, straightforward, penalty zone flicker even, it's gonna cause Farsa to reposition. And that is, I feel like, their main answer here with this Terizla. Now though, what are they gonna go for here? Ooh, they're gonna add aggression. Paquito, very fast clearing and also kill pressure.
These two EXP laners are signature picks for both of these players. Fluffy on the Terizla is a monster, but Teresa on the Paquito is also a different beast. But wait a second, Roger in the jungle.
Wow.
We haven't seen that
In a
lately, or in a while. We also haven't seen R7 in a while, unless you guys watch his live streams. Every time Evos changes junglers, they do well. There's Taz, there's Fursic, Annabelle, and Juan, who is a world champion. And, you know, so far it's true. People are saying that Evos gives birth to very talented junglers. So Tsujin, no longer with us right now, and FLMY, but he also shows promise. But Edith, last pick for Evos.
And to the roamer position, right? It adds more versatility, more armor. You can have crowd control and also damage. That Primal Wrath mode.
Could be a secondary damage dealer, that's for sure. Look at the early and mid-stage ability though. It's actually quite dead even in the draft index. Everything else goes to the hands of Evos. The fact that the Natan shows up here again, the backline is so vulnerable right now. And I'm really curious again, what is the idea right here? They have the Paquito, they have the Chip and the Roger. Is it just no team fights? Just big pick-off moments? We'll have to see, because the burst damage at least is definitely adequate.
We'll see, ladies and gentlemen, as we get into the Land of Dawn for Game 2 between the Red Terminators and the White Tigers. Time and time again, this has been such an equal matchup, an equal head-to-head. And we're gonna see which way this pendulum will swing. Can Bigetron Alpha secure a win to equalize this 1-1, or can Evos go for a clean 2-0 in this best-of-5 series? Dreams!
Whoa, 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 whoa! A little too close for comfort. Still holding on towards his flicker, though. Clockon in the mid. Actually, he wants that last minion. So level 2 for Clockon, but Key will provide a vision and just keep pressure. Now, wings by wings. Oh, might catch Clockon off guard. Flickers out. And that will be it.
Annabelle significantly slowed down already in the mid-game, mid-lane rather. You're seeing that this Chip, again, it's not just the tankiness, it's the damage that you can bring to the picture as well. You get the emblems here by GamesMax though, especially for Sorizo. Agility with the sprint, with the quantum charge. He is trying to go fast. So is Iman, not going for the weakness finder. Fluffy though, 1v1.
Oh, 2v1
Oh, 2v1.
actually. Still holding on towards that flicker as well, so still within calculation. They have very, very wild action here in the early game.
Especially if you look at the composition, you would think that there's going to be a bit of a lull in the action, especially in the beginning, with two late-game marksmen. But that's not how this game is going to go. The Purifiers coming in for Eman and Moreno will be critical in ensuring that they survive the initial catch. But later on, there's going to be a lot of damage from Clock and from Brands, even from Dreams, technically. You got to be careful about that. For the side of Evos, though, Brands with the Purify and the Quantum Charge still will be prioritizing that safety more than anything. That seems to be the signature Brand style.
By the way, is Natan still sitting at a 0% win rate today?
Yeah. Today, yeah.
I believe so.
So Bigetron still wants to commit with his Natan in the... Oh, wait a second. That's a lot of damage.
Yep, the airstrike before the turtle already committed. That's a valuable resource already spent. Chorizo though moves on towards Glockun, and now he will be taken now. Super Ken finds first blood. It seems like they want to collapse. He flickers out of the way. Annabelle caught in the front side. Will be taken out. That's a double for Super Ken, though. Key will be the trade. But Super Ken will fall as well. Very, very messy early game, but it's a 2-for-2. Chorizo, low HP, has no skull. Oh, the flicker. The damage will be enough to take him down.
The crowd goes wild here at Jakarta International Velodrome with the Evos fans cheering for that last move by Fluffy. That final interaction to seal the deal for Chorizo. A little bit of rivalry there in the EXP lane.
That is crazy. The fact that the fight began with Bigetron just sneaking Super Ken in the backline. But now Key still caught out. Seems like in a full-on fight, they haven't really been able to beat Evos at all. They have to try and go for these weirder skirmishes where they can get the pickoffs. And now look at how Evos is positioning. Immediately gathering around the turtle, potentially baiting Bigetron into yet another multi-person big team fight.
But this is the Super Ken we know and love. 2 levels ahead of Annabelle right now. Has more of a chance, but we'll see the execution.
Oh my goodness, Super Ken again now. Surprising out with the neutral objective take. Amon fighting the shutdown, but take a look at Super Ken again. Amon with the double. Shortcut was used earlier, but Rans finding compensation bottom side. Just collects the gold shield turret.
That was a 1-for-2 trade earlier, Arashi.
With the neutral objective taken as well. All things considered, still pretty good. But again, for Evos, they're giving Brands a lot of space right here. Not by babysitting him, but by just making plays happen elsewhere again and again. If Brands wasn't really participating in that fight, and it was still kind of close, that's not a good sign for Bigetron at all. Especially for the Super Ken on that Roger, he needs to try and snowball a bit harder.
Whoa.
Yeah, 2-4-1 King. Flickers out, but the damage will come through from that blazing duet to take Key down.
That's a kill fed over to Brand. So already being able to munch that entire gold shield, he gets a kill onto Key. And he can actually go for a little bit more. They need to be aware of the gold.
This is a tough situation for Bigetron because usually we saw when the chips really get success, it's when there's someone else that can face check that isn't the main tank. But now, oh, look at this. Portal.
Shortcut will be committed. Chorizo, Amon also is there in that vicinity. Oh, 3v4 is this wise. Key soaking damage. Further airstrike the backside. Deals a hefty amount of damage, and Brands will take Key down again. 4v2 now in the bottom side of the map. Wings by Wings already repositions, but Amon caught under the turret. That's another dub for the White Tigers.
Amazing. So quick, so clean. Fast tempo as well. Meanwhile, Annabelle holding his own there in the mid lane. But there is a trade, ladies and gentlemen. Chorizo will be able to get that tower in the top. A little setup here for the next neutral objective take. Glockun so low.
That's the Federal Airstrike bursting him down. As the neutral objective comes up though, Chorizo trying to deny Dreams, that he just stands his ground with Fluffy.
Ken will collect the second turtle of the game here. So A-OK, neutral objective-wise for the red robots, but they're slightly behind on economy. Dreams though will be jumped on 2v1. Fluffy Annabelle is there. Shortcut will not find anyone, but Super Ken finds a kill. Take a look at Key, he's stuck in the middle of that fight. So Chorizo will be the next target by Evos Glory, but has not enough resource to take him down. That's a 1-for-1.
And all the while in the bottom side, Brands is just doing Brands things. Evos is really matching to this global pressure. And it's just a confusing situation for Bigetron to be in. They have Chorizo that, in theory, with this build, with this emblem setup, wants to try and split, wants to try and go for 1v1s. But even with the global presence, Evos are always faster, in the right place at the right time. Annabelle. Whoa!
Jumps on towards, oh, Moreno, wings by wings, will it be enough? Yeah, he survives. And with that, Evos Glory will move on towards another objective bottom side. Take a look, Sorizo again. He took down the top turret and he took down the bottom. They're gonna commit to this 3v1. Fluffy, oh my goodness, penalty zone, desperate one. It seems like he will fall. Sorizo secures it, and also he might be greedy at another turret in the bottom side of the map.
Playing the map very well. Meanwhile, Dreams looks to do the same exact thing. The pressure in the mid lane, but look, here comes Sorizo.
Ooh. He manages to clear the wave. Evos Glory, they realize that 20 seconds, the First Lord will be up. Man, it's such a even game this time.
Again, Bakito. He's been so annoying. Sorizo, sure, like, in terms of like damage output, it's there, but it's not as noticeable as the fact of how well he's been playing the map. He's been taking these turrets under the nose of Evos, who, for the most part, enjoy grouping together and enjoy getting an advantage in these team fights. And they're capitalizing over it. They're punishing it.
And looking at the gold disparity, actually now Bigetron, despite looking initially like they're on the back foot, these macro maneuvers have allowed them to get the gold advantage. But still, it doesn't seem like they have a solution to winning these big fights. So now they're going for the split push play, the combo, the Paquito with the chip, and they're using Moreno not to go for burst damage, it's for wave clear to ensure that he can clear the mid lane wave from a safe distance and deny the tower take. But look at the bottom side. That's almost Brands getting caught. But look at this play from Bigetron now. Pressure on both sides of the map. How will Evos respond?
Superkin is 2 levels above, mind you. So despite the back and forth, the ping pong toss-up between the White Tigers as well as the Red Robots, Superkin has still been able to gain an advantage over Annabelle and into the team fights.
Oh my god, Dreams suddenly jumped on by 5 members of Bigetron, and it will be punished. Fluffy though jumps in the penalty zone, no follow-up damages yet. Brands still hovering around, looking to reposition. Clockun Annabelle will not connect just yet. But man, oh man, Bigetron, they're suddenly a 1,500 gold lead, so now it's more of a Bigetron game, and they are just taking their time here in this Lord take. They know they have the advantage.
That was so risky by Fluffy, but it turns out it was to back up Brands, and the calculation was right.
Oh, the damage will be enough to take Key down. Surely no! What? He survives. Still 5v4 though. He has to recall. So Rizzo trying to buy time here. Dealing damage towards Fluffy, but it might be a mistake as the damage actually comes through towards him. So Rizzo taken out. Iman might be next. Blazing duet by Brands. He finds its mark and Fluffy claims a double. Evos Glory responds in the 10th minute of the game.
A 3-for-1 trade in the 10th minute, just as you mentioned that Bigetron were holding on to the gold advantage onto the economy. Evos say not for long. And there it is, the space, the neutral objective. But he opened up a portal actually, but they don't go for it. That's a Lord given to the White Tigers.
Just trying to use it as a threat somewhat. But Evos showing again that in a pure fight, they just have everything to win. And just like that, the mid lane turret falls as well. Now with the waves empowered, with the waves pushing, Evos have this window to try and force Bigetron to yet another fight, or at least force them to give up multiple turrets. Despite the fact that they've been able to maneuver around and get an advantage with that macro play, right there, they just got roped into a fight that they really did not need or really want. Super can make some risky moves. No one from Bigetron right now can really tank in the front line. And that is something that is just such a big problem against the guaranteed almost initiations in the hands of Evos.
And if we take a look at the player head-to-head here between Superkin and Annabelle, consistently always 2 levels ahead of Annabelle in this game. And I still find that so impressive, right? With the volatility of how this game is going, the fact that he's still able to retain that despite, you know, not getting the objectives. What's going on here with Bigetron?
Well, they were able to let him farm really fast, being on the Roger with such good clear speed. But again, right now at 12 minutes, a lot of people are reaching level 15, are getting to the end stages when it comes to items. Bigetron trying to clear the waves. Once this initial assault is over, they can go back to trying to play the macro game yet again. But they have to be careful. Again, Evos has shown that they know how to deal with this. As they go for this purple buff, Bigetron has no answer.
I'm excited to see the mountains and the rivers in this game. There must be a lot of mountains and rivers.
True.
Right?
I don't think there will be a mountain even, just a hill maybe.
Oh, okay. A small hill.
Yeah.
A hill and a puddle?
Maybe.
Puddle. Maybe, with how the game is going. 2.5k gold lead for Evos, equalizing, taking those turrets down. As the crowd goes wild.
I love it.
That's the all-fun experience. Emando with the entropy. Not really finding anything.
They want business, Fluffy. He'll go back a little. He now stuck, figures out Moreno to cover. Dreams from the flanks with the conceal as well. Just to perhaps intimidate, saying hello towards Bigetron. But yeah, both teams will not commit on towards another big fight.
Dreams on the Edith has the Starlium though, by the way, so if Bigetron are treating him like he's just another utility roamer, they're gonna be sorely disappointed when the Primal Wrath just nukes everyone down. And look at the disengage. Evos aren't using skills on what not to leave. They just walk away backwards, and Bigetron are struggling to really find anything. Ooh,
Watch
hang
T,
on.
watch T.
Dreams still not spotted. He will show. Oh, blazing duet by Brands. Is this it? He falls from Brands. Dreams finding an angle. Super, can he stop? Pull off and secures the kill. No retribution, no roamer, and Evo's glory. Red carpet for that Lord.
2-0 trade, a red carpet for that Lord. With absolutely no fighting power whatsoever. Again, Bigetron have been outclassed with the performance from Dreams. He overstayed his welcome in that top side, and Dreams was on standby. Dreams set up for that and was ready to punish. A 5,000 gold lead. A Lord marching in the bottom lane, and 3 waves are crashing. We'll see what the White Tigers have in store for us with the siege.
Oh, Fluffy jumps in with the flicker as well! But Brands, he is ice cold! He finds the kill, moves back now with the feather edge strike by Kwokun, looking to grab more space and take Moreno down. With the Lord, they're healthy, they have enough firepower, and one by one, the Red Robots fall as Evo's glory. They have the match point.
2-0. Wow. 2-0. Of making the Cinderella story come true. Closer and closer to the anime Zero to Hero arc. The crowd goes wild here in Jakarta International Velodrome.
This was supposed to be a game for Bigetron to show what made them the dominant force in the regular season. But it's all coming apart. Evos with the better draft, the better executions, the better team fights, and so far the better results. A lot louder compared to the ones from Bigetron.
MPL ID Season 13, playoffs day 1. First match 3-2, second match 3-0. Playoffs day 2, first match 3-2. Will we get a 3-0 in the second match?
I don't know. It looks like it's a pattern again. Hey, I love my patterns.
Patterns are great.
Patterns are
go
great.
wide.
Sometimes they're just coincidence, right?
Fair. But man, who would have thought? Especially in the drafting department, we've always said that Bigetron seems to be so many steps ahead from the other
I
teams.
agree.
And yet right here, wow, the roars. Ladies and gentlemen, get used to the roars, man, because Evos are doing amazing. Fluffy's penalty zone brings Bigetron Alpha to the knees almost.
I'm still quite surprised. I'm still in shock. I didn't think that it would end this way. There is still a possibility for, of course, a reverse sweep. So Evos needs to reset, you know, go back to the drawing board, clear mind, level head to be able to close this series 3-0. But my, oh my, ladies and gentlemen, Mirko must be shaking in his seat right now.
I'm trying to spot him
Where
in the audience.
is he? He was at the top. Was he at the top?
I think we will see Mirko in a bit.
Okay.
In a bit. But, you're right, it's the best of 5. You know, we have yet to see a reverse sweep this playoffs. Maybe this is going to be the first time we are going to witness that format.
Still definitely a possibility. I'm just thinking, you know, backstage, he was like, easy, guys. Oh, Eterna, you're not feeling well? That's fine. We're going to go home early today, 3-0.
By Evos.
What if it's a 3-0 for Evos?
You know, some people might
Is
say
he
that's
cursing
karma.
his own team?
Well, you know, that's why arrogance always comes before the fall, they say. And for Mirko right now, it must be a very scary situation. And the crowd is not helping him at all. If you can hear through the mic, the Evos crowd are just ecstatic. And they have every right to be. Their team is just showing up and proving everyone wrong.
Every small movement that Evos makes, they roar.
That's important.
It's not that. Do you think it's putting pressure onto Bigetron? Because there's absolutely no pressure
Interesting theory.
for Evos right now. Player of the game brands presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy. And there have been many voices and many opinions that are saying that this man is the weakest link that Evos has among all the other players, especially in this playoffs. But he's shown that in times of his need, he's able to pull through and he's able to perform. We got Mr. Fantastic today.
It's almost like he always has great performances with small moments where you go like, whoa, what was that? You know, the portal, the dash into the towers. There have been moments for sure, but overall, as a player, Brands has been absolutely solid. And it almost seems like he's always calm, collected, even when the game looks weird. He just knows what to do, where to be at the right time. Showing again that experience. We said that that could be something that he brings to the roster, and it'll be a great combination. I mean, we're seeing it work really well right here as we take a look at the highlights by the official gold partner, Ubez Gold. All the way from the early game, despite going up against a chip, we've seen a lot of teams falter going up against this hero, but not Evos. They were able to power through, and man, Fluffy again and again, even from this early on in the game, was able to find moments to be so effective. The penalty zones are always on point, and the fact that he's so tanky and he does so much damage, this was why the Terizla was so good, but it kind of fell from favor when the mobility from other heroes becomes so much better. But he's able to actually reach the fights so much more than even Sorizo.
You can see it even here, right? The combination, the layering of skill from side. There you go. The follow-up again by Fluffy as well. Huge honorable mention, by the way, to Fluffy in this game. That follow-up has always been so expensive, and it was very difficult for BTR to properly engage in this fight, especially for those sitting in the back layer of the game.
And wait for it right here, Evos. They're going for an end. Fluffy sees an opportunity, and everyone just goes in. The synergy, right? The decisiveness. Usually we say all those things about Bigetron, about Onyx even, but Evos right now in the playoffs, they're looking so clean. It's kind of crazy. You almost want to know. You want to get an interview like, happen, bro? Like, how did this come about?
So fun fact is, Mpe Show, the latest episode,
Yep, okay.
Anti-Mage was one of the guest speakers.
Yep.
And they were asking him about his predictions, and he was like, Evos, Evos, Evos. And they're like,
Wow.
it's just because you were in Evos before. It's because you're an ex-pro player from Evos. And he's like, no, because I know Evos. Evos in the playoffs, Evos when threatened is a different monster. It's a different beast. And
Evident.
we're seeing that, right?
Yeah.
3-0 Liquid yesterday, and now 2-0ing Bigetron Alpha. Sure, we don't really understand, or we don't really know what the outcome will be, but
There's a
already
potential
2-0?
Yeah.
That's not the Evos we saw in the regular season. No way.
Evos when threatened, huh? Back then it was match point. Whenever Evos were losing and it was match point, they always found a way to go for a comeback. Now it seems like even if the audience or if the general public believes they're gonna lose, they're like, okay, this is enough threat for us. Let's turn on that mode again and just immediately prove everyone wrong. It was such a clean draft as well for Evos. We talked again about the need for a front line when you have utility. They go for the Edith, they have the Tarizla. It's just great combinations right here. And the crazy thing is, it's not something crazy. It's not something unexpected. It's like they almost go back to the bare essences of team fighting.
Yeah.
And they just pull it through and execute cleaner than all the other teams so far.
It's incredible to see, and I'm absolutely
Intense.
shocked
How shocked?
how Bigetron Alpha performed these past two games. First game, yeah, that Franco was questionable, but in the second game, I feel like they have more room to play around with, but it's just their execution that wasn't as sharp as Evos Glory. And Brands saw the hesitation from Bigetron Alpha when they were taking fights and whatnot, and he saw it, and he was the sharper tool.
Natan 0%.
Wow.
0% still.
Natan 0% today.
Right?
Yeah.
Was Natan at 0% as well yesterday?
Yesterday? I think so. I don't remember seeing the Natan really win.
I don't think.
Because
Eterna is confirming in
It's
her
just-
Eterna notes.
it's not working out.
And the crazy thing in particular for this match is the fact that the Natan has been picked twice now for Bigetron already. We thought that maybe the Roger was going to be an aggressive option for them to explore, but no. They went back to the Natan here, even though on paper at least they had the chip that wants to go for these big plays, wants to snowball. So it's almost like a different approach. It's like they want to try and get the best of both worlds, get the snowball going, using the portals, have a guaranteed late game if things don't go their way. Whereas Evos, they just kept going for it, like with a balanced composition that's less gimmicky than Bigetron.
Yeah, 0% win rate. Confirm. The Natan.
They won in day two.
Day 1, day 2. Day 1, I don't think the Natan showed up.
Okay.
According to my quick scans.
Eternapedia.
The Eternotes.
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 And
Yep.
Bigetron didn't win from blue side.
Oh yeah. It was like about, what was it, 80?
80%?
80% more or less. And they've just been beaten at it. Especially for the bigger troopers right here, coming in with that feeling like, okay, our guys are gonna do it. They're gonna destroy. Has to be a tough situation to be in. And you are asking Eterna for the landscape,
Yep.
The terrain.
the
No, guys.
topographical
The
map.
real estate. All right. I want to know.
Where would your house be?
I have no idea, honestly. Would I put my house in that middle of an island? Would I put it on an island? Maybe that's actually quite fun.
The island in the middle, or is it the one on the right?
Maybe.
The mound.
But this island, these hills, these small lakes, puddles, and eventually the
Under the
ocean
water.
is just representative
SpongeBob.
of the volatility.
Hell.
Yeah?
No. Continue.
No, it's okay. You can continue.
No. It's making reference towards a...
Yeah, SpongeBob. Who said SpongeBob?
What?
Yeah.
Because Gandhi was
wants
saying
to-
that let's put the house
Yeah.
under the water.
Put a
I'm
pineapple
like,
under
aight,
the water.
SpongeBob. Sounds good.
Wow, I think we're gonna see Mirko in a bit.
Okay.
We should get like a segment here where Mirko gets asked for some some opinions. I think he has some very strong words. The man has a lot of strong opinions.
I see him.
I wonder how confident he's feeling right now, right? Because he's always been confident in Bigetron, even before Bigetron was in their current form.
Why'd you stop?
Hmm?
Why'd you stop?
Well, that's it. He's just always been confident, even when Bigetron is on a slump.
Oh. I mean, he
That's it.
was feeling confident and his team went to the upper bracket, so maybe that same confidence can be, you know, given to Miracle as well. But ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go on a short break before we continue the series to see the match point game. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Bigetron Alpha.
Tapi nggak hanya tim-tim aja yang bertarung. Karena kalau di stage ini, di stage playoff seperti halnya kemarin, ingat Monica?
Apa
Kita
tuh, Bude?
punya Kidia Play dengan Johnson Race by Samsung Galaxy. Kita akan mempertandingkan perwakilan kita dari MPL melawan audiens di sini. Dan tentu saja,
Apa tuh Bude?
pada mau skin gratis nggak nih?
Ah, nggak ada jawabannya sekali lagi dong. Super fans, mau skin gratis gak?
Mau semuanya. Tapi dengan catatan harus bisa mengalahkan perwakilan dari MPL. Kali ini perwakilan dari MPL kita mau panggilin Monica.
Wah, yang udah siap banget nih kayaknya ya. Udah.
He put it in his pocket and he was like,
He thought he was slick with it.
He needs some win, all right? He needs some win.
okay, it's okay. We'll give it to him.
His team is down 0-2.
Okay, okay. It's okay, Mirko.
Maybe he needs a slight win.
Okay. That's fine, that's fine.
Well, I do wonder how he's feeling. He seems still very confident. He was just, it's no problem, no big deal, right? All calm, collected. But Mirko, if you guys didn't know, has a very good poker face.
It's called copium.
How would you know?
There's also copium, so yes. So I think he's looking confident, but he has to be shaken quite a bit.
I've had a lot of copium over the years.
Oh, I can relate.
At
I
least
don't- I
you
don't get
won
it.
once. More than once. How many times has RQ won?
I
MPL?
mean,
3? 2? 3?
I don't think copium is in my dictionary.
Copium is not in your dictionary. Okay, all right.
Except for 5.
Look at the camera and come
do
clean,
we call
Goni.
AP Bren right now? Falcons AP Bren now?
Hello, can you please put Goni back in his place?
I mean, like, even if Onic make it to the playoffs, you're gonna have to face off again.
Hey, you won the MSC twice.
Okay. Go on. What's your point?
What color is your MSC trophy?
My color is Games Max Booster.
Oh, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Tell us. Tell
If you
me.
guys are watching your favorite team compete, I bet you guys want to play too, right? And of
Right.
course, you want a game free of a lag. You guys can actually do that using the Games Max Booster. Starting from 25K IDR, you guys can get up to 36 gigabytes of data. So hurry up and buy the package using the Dunia Games app. Woo!
Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Activated in that, Dunia Games app or DGA to have Games Max and lag free.
You don't
What
want
is lag?
120 ping.
You don't have lag in your
Can
dictionary.
you imagine 120 MS, 200 MS, even double-digit MS?
Yup.
Ew. Say goodbye. Say goodbye to that lag if you're utilizing the
Yuckies.
Games Max Booster.
Ugh.
Urgh.
Low FPS? Brother,
And you guys are gonna need it. You know why?
Why?
Because
Why?
of the S24 Epic Gaming Fun Match.
Okay.
Right? Don't forget
Oh.
about this event because there's not only one, but there are going to be 3 exciting events with guest stars. R7, I bet you know who R7 is.
Okay. I do.
Bonzi, I bet
Okay.
you know who Bonzi is on Team Galaxy. So there will be a coaching clinic, a mabar or a mind bareng. It
Playing
means
together.
playing together. There's going to be those sessions and a meet and greet. They're all happening on the same day. So please, ladies and gentlemen, do participate in this. And of course, participate in the Team Galaxy Zone. What are you doing if your device is not Samsung? Because with Samsung, you guys can actually go sit up out front with Dean Kate.
Yep.
There's Natasha Adelin.
Okay.
There's so many KOLs up front. You could even sit with this guy up front
The
as he
roaring
roars in your
guy.
face.
The Roar
Exactly.
Master.
I'd love for him to roar in Arashi's
I,
face.
In my face? What?
I love when the camera shakes.
Arashi would shake too.
Arashi would shake too.
I mean, how could you not, man? It's terrifying.
But you'd want him to roar in your face, right?
Absolutely not.
I mean, it's been working, right? Evos
yeah.
Glory with his roars past that first day.
True.
And they might stay in the upper brackets, having this 2-0
That's also true.
potential clean sweep.
Man.
Wow.
So we're back, ladies and gentlemen, at match point. If they win, if they succeed, they will continue forward in the playoff run, up in the upper brackets to go head-to-head against Fnatic Onic. Because the Robots' revenge failed. And Evos Glory Circle challenges Onic in the upper bracket finals. So it's already the upper bracket finals. They're one step away of going to the upper bracket finals.
Yeah. Considering how they started, that is definitely a very impressive situation. Roar Master here, getting a lot of spotlight.
Okay,
Well, this
he's recharging.
he's even recharging because he's
Yeah.
roaring so much. What is going
He
on?
needs some energy.
Now the crowd in the stands also, man, relentless is the word you would use. Every single time, every single moment, they've been so loud for so long. It's almost surprising. It's almost terrifying. Especially if you are on the opposite side, it has to be a very intimidating feeling.
Look at the Biget Troopers. It's like, guys, come on. We have to figure a way to, beat them. What chant? Which chant are we going for here? And they're like, I don't know. How to be louder than Evos fans?
What do I say?
What?
What about?
What is he gonna say?
Di atas langit ada Onyx.
Di atas langit ada Bigetron. That's Miracle's favorite song.
Yeah, he sings it every day. It's like his ritual.
Even in his sleep.
Exactly, yeah.
It's quite scary, actually.
I would, yes.
We can hear it across the hallway. It's a fact, ladies and gentlemen. You know what's also a fact? We're heading straight to the drafting phase. Arashi, let's get a bit serious again, okay? Because for sure, Bigetron have been expecting that they would go to the final upper brackets with Onyx. And at some point meet again in the grand finals. So what has been going on? Is there something that they need to fix here in the drafting phase for them to extend this series a bit longer?
Well, in the first game, the Hereth definitely stands out as a problem. In the second game, that's where we had our eyes on the Natan. Like, okay, why is this Natan so prioritized? So we'll have to see. Right now, Bigetron once again got their hands on the global presence, but Evos has shown that they can deal with it, right? So now it's up to Bigetron to make changes, to try and find a different formula, even if they want to go with the age-old global presence here. Whereas for Evos, Claude and the Fredrin once more. Earlier it was a Valentina, and it really seems like Bigetron might have felt like that Valentina was a big problem, so they've banned it away.
I mean, even in the previous game, they picked up Fredrin, Claude, and it worked, right? So perhaps they are trying to somehow draft something similar in this game. And with that, they're going to add Camilla, knowing in that previous game, Camilla was banned in the second phase. Let's pick it up early against Chip. It does make sense.
They were the first team to actually come up with this Camilla in the Rome, in ID, obviously, as a counter towards this chip. But we've seen that Voloisky can maneuver around that quote-unquote counter. So with Key as the pilot behind this chip, there is still a loophole for this to still work out. But what I find surprising is that the Angela has been completely ignored. Despite it being the keys to victory, we talked about it backstage. It was actually banned out in the first 3 games as well, but, sorry, 2 games, but here, completely left open, ignored.
We just haven't seen the same kind of playstyle, right? The one man with the hard guard demolishing everything. So maybe that, if someone like that pops up here in the drafting phase, the Angela can be more prio. But instead of the Angela, they ran with the Yu-Zong Bigetron, hinting at a vulnerable backline once more. The Roger, this time, certainly will go to the gold lane due to the boxer presence, but with Bigetron, sometimes you never really know.
He would not. Okay, so Evos Glory, straightforward. They want to ban the mid laners out here. Thermos and as well as Gord here. The Gord.
They're strangling Moreno.
For Moreno.
Let's see.
It's a great pick, especially if you're going to try and force the chip to not be able to roam around by using wave clear. That Gord is a very good option, so it won't be available. And the Dairath ran away for Bigetron. We haven't seen this in a while.
What's the plan? What's the plan with the Dairath man here? Do they think that Annabelle might utilize it in the jungle, you know, flex the Fredrin into the EXP lane? Do they think it's going to be placed in the EXP lane?
You might be thinking it might be Fluffy, right? Fluffy has those crazy pocket picks in that EXP lane. And against the Baxia, that could be a bit of a problem, for sure. That being said though, this could be a chance to bring out the Angela in the mid lane for Bigetron, right? It doesn't seem like the worst of ideas, considering the composition with the Roger, with the Baxia as well. Now with the Novaria though, any kind of surprise ambush playstyle from Bigetron will be nullified quite a bit.
It does help with vision, for sure. This Novaria, but what?
Oh!
What?
Okay.
Sicilian, a debut pick for Moreno. This is a signature Bigetron pick from back in the day.
Yeah.
I mentioned it earlier on
yeah.
when we were talking about how Bigetron loved to play in the late game back from Season 7 up until the change in roster because of this signature Sicilian pick in the mid lane. And we're seeing exactly that. But it's so vulnerable. It's so susceptible in the early game. Clearing is also an issue in the early game because of the mana usage. It's going to be quite interesting to see what emblem that the Sicilian goes for. And it will be accompanied in with the CC. Evos will close it off with a Paquito. Arashi, your thoughts on the Sicilian pick?
Definitely dangerous looking at the composition right now. With the chip as well, there's going to be moments where they enter the portal and the Sicilian will be right up close and personal to a lot of those danger sources of threat. If you want to look at the previous game, the way Bigetron was playing it out, macro play and solid wave clear in the mid lane, it can be used that way, but compared to the Farsa, less mobility, less burst, but I guess later on, there's that late game super scaling potential. It's almost like Bigetron can't really win in the snowball, and they're setting their eyes to go back to their roots and take this game to the late stage.
The early game didn't work for them, the mid game didn't work for them, and now they're gonna be banking on the late game. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to match point between the battle of the red robots and the white tigers. The #1 on the standings, the #1 contenders for the next Kings of the Galaxy titles. They are caught in a bad position. And if they lose this, they are going to be forced down in the lower brackets to meet up with Geek. And let's jump in to the Coliseum. Let's jump into the land of Dawn.
Well, we're going to be looking at the clear speed difference. Bigetron, though, they have the pressure in the mid lane here. The Chip and the Sicilian working well with each other in the early game, at least for a while. Actually, the clear for Sicilian isn't really that terrible, especially with how the clearing is done right now with 2 members together. It's not too bad. You can see Iman already exerting pressure as much as possible. Already a more aggressive set of lanes for the side of Bigetron. Can they find the opportunities though? Already going into the jungle to try and steal some resources.
Lands with the Aegis though.
Yeah.
He's expecting a lot of burst damage coming his way, especially against the Sicilian. That could be the reason why he went for it, but man, that is definitely unusual. But look at this.
Oh, Annabelle, 1v3 situation. Blockun will not be able to do much, but there you go. Chorizo pops the vengeance, collects the first blood, and get out.
Whoa.
Oh, they want more Moreno. Bigetron, old school Bigetron, right? With that Sicilian, add more kill to the board.
Interesting situation right here with the Sicilian. We were thinking it might be a late game angle for Bigetron, but that Sicilian has been a lot more active and actually a lot more effective right here in the early game. Able to spam out the bad impacts like that certainly is a big plus when you're in a big skirmish. Without stacks though, we weren't expecting a Moreno to be able to do that much damage. But with that pressure, with that success, now they're immediately going for the neutral objective.
Buffy chunked below 50% of its HP. But with that, Super Dan will collect the turtle, no problem. Oh, another invasion. And Annabelle will go down for the second time this game. Wow. 2,000 gold already, 2.5 minutes, and you can see here just a lot of action. Bigetron, they're not messing around here. Game 3.
They're falling behind. And Annabelle, he was very late to that level 4, and he was still even focusing on his own buff. and Superken being able to very, very easily pick up that neutral objective. Very interesting. We mentioned this, right, with the Sicilian, that perhaps they would bank on towards the late game. Did Annabelle steal it away? No, okay, Annabelle still gets it. Superken now caught in a no man's land.
Let's see here, receiving a lot of damage, taunted and taken down, blazing the web though with the Aegis. Will somehow assist to take Key down. Now, top lane, Amon in wolf form. Branson Dreams trying to make things up here, trying to set things up. Amon still able to sustain the damage. And there you go. Evos found compensation in that trade.
Whoa, hang on a minute. Who got that purple buff? Was it denied from Superken? We'll have to wait and see, but the Evos, it seems like they were on the back foot for a while, but this is what happens. They just find a way, find the momentum to go in. Brands, though, might be the target here.
Wait a minute, shortcut just in time. And with that, Bigetron collapse on towards Rams and NFL again. 2 members down and out. 1,500 lead already established for the Red Robots.
It's jumping back and forth, but Bigetron definitely have picked up the pace once again with Key on the chip. The fact that it can facilitate these cross-map play and that movement has been very, very valuable for Key to set up these ganks. Meanwhile, Dreams already on the way to help Brands out in the lane. But again, Bigetron using this as a distraction as they start to set up for the neutral objective. Superken's already there.
Moving around, but on the flanks, Fluffy is looking for an opportunity. Annabelle, though, takes the aggression.
Almost taken down for the 4th time there. But yeah, with that, the second turtle will be claimed. Will be claimed by the Red Robots, no problem. And 5 minutes in, it seems like it's a Bigetron game already even with a Sicilian in their comp.
Now they're gonna try and maintain that kind of pressure and really look at Key and his positioning. Actually waiting around for the next big play, the next big opportunity. And even in the gold lane, the fact that Iman is now independent means that they can be more active. But Sorizo baiting out Fluffy.
Oh, with the conceal as well. He helps out with the shortcut as well again. And Moreno will secure that kill. The first turret in the game will be taken out there in the bottom side of the map.
A scaling Sicilian is not the best of Sicilians that you want to see, right? 2-0-4. And that's going to keep on scaling, and he's going to keep on getting those stacks, and that's a problem. The faster he gets to those items, the more important that it is to shut him down. And so far, the White Tigers have not been able to do that. So Amon is not only the looming danger that Bigetron have right now, they also have Moreno.
And look at how Bigetron are playing it out. They've been cutting waves left and right. And Key coming here to try and back Amon out, but that's because the shortcut can be used relatively soon. They're going to play for the purple buff though.
2v4, this is not it, man. Key finding the kill, another as well. NFL, 4th time down. Now, Klokun actually under pressure. And the mid lane turret is also very low here. Things are not looking very stable forward side of Evos. Glory top lane, they want to commit, they want to collapse on towards Branson, they get it. So Rizzo finds the killing spree.
They're not letting them breathe whatsoever. It's a complete turn of events for game number 3. 4,000, 5,000 gold lead now.
Wow.
Amounted, collected by the Red Robots, and Annabelle is even struggling in his own jungle. He's gonna be able to get it, but they forced a retribution out, and this is gonna be another turtle. The 3rd turtle, by the way, completely clean for Bigetron.
Just doing a lot better right here, having all the control, and even if they're spread out, we saw that actually Bigetron really does well in these situations when they can be creative with their approaches, as Fluffy gets jumped on again.
Yeah, 3v1 shortcut, no need. The Paquito will fall again. And with that, more space will be taken away from Evos Glory. Almost there, bottom side taken out. But Superken, this might be a mistake, right? No, they will commit onto it. Superken, no help whatsoever. Prison's right desperately. A little bit too ambitious there and punished severely by Evos Glory.
They finally get a little bit of a trade back, but even then, that's only onto Super Ken. Annabelle does get his purple buff finally. But what's the plan, right? They have completely lost control over their own side of the map. If they want to go for contests, there's just so much damage, there's just so much maneuverability, there's just so much space and unpredictability that Key offers on the chip. And it's become a problem. We haven't seen Dreams becoming that quote-unquote counter towards the chip whatsoever.
There really hasn't been a situation where Evos are ready to receive the big shortcut play. And that's partially to Key. Just not generically going in with the shortcut. Sometimes he just goes in and threatens. And if he doesn't see that it's a quick pickoff, it's a quick done deal where Dreams can't come in with the curse, then he won't go for it.
Dreams needs to be careful. Oh, they want to fight though. Shortcut committed. Again, Brands now with the Aegis, Blazing Duet, not enough damage. He wants to get out. Dreams is there to cover. Annabelle finds slides away from that fight. No casualties from that team fight.
It was a very close fight right there. Both teams finding ways to be relevant. But in the end, Bigetron have a bit more control. They have the more active team, and they'll be able to go for the Lord and take it away. Evos, although showing that they are not going down without a fight, are still absolutely on the back foot. They gotta wait for a bit longer to get some items, for Fluffy to be a real threat, for Brands to be able to do damage with the Blazing Duet. So much that Bigetron can't really ignore it. And of course for Clawkun, can never ignore that late game Novaria presence. But for now, they have to wait and just defend. They don't have the tanky as a frontliner, so Bigetron are definitely looking for an opportunity. And look at Key.
Technically, the playmaking tools aren't there. Dreams gets caught quite low, still able to regenerate. But you're right. Brands has only 2 items.
If you compare that to Eman, Eman's already on the 3rd item, and he's going with Brands' own approach we saw in day number 1. He's going for the attack speed build. He wants to be relevant all the way till the late game. But this game might not even go that far as they make a move for the base turrets when the Lord is just so far back.
They have the range. They can play with the range here, and that is scary. I wonder how many stacks Moreno has right now, because if it's at that 100, almost 200 mark, then that's when the damage is seriously going to ramp up for him. What was his items earlier on? Do you recall?
Lightning and Ice Queen 1.
Oh,
Key's getting jumped on by Fluffy. He finds the kill. Blazing Duet by Brands. But Moreno denies the play. It's a 1-for-1, 1-for-2. But now Evos Glory, they will have space to clear the Lord. Base turret quite low in the mid, but it's still up.
I think tonight Brands is going to be having nightmares about bats. Because that was a bad impact to end his life. What in the world is that damage? Boom!
Ooh.
Even onto Fluffy!
Oh! Moreno collects the unstoppable man. This does not seem like Moreno. Is this Rembo playing?
505. He's channeling his inner Renbo here. He's dangerous. Annabelle wants to look for something though.
Oh my god, Brands deals enough damage. Unfortunately, it was Dreams who collects the shutdown. And again, Brands already online, seems like, with, 3 items already collected. So to say that he's not ready, that's not the case.
he can definitely do damage if he's allowed the space to do so, but he has to be careful. He did go with the Aegis, so he has a bit more tankiness to play around with, but we saw that if he just goes in randomly, Moreno right now, with his bat impacts, can do upwards of 1,000 damage. And that was before the Divine Glaive. Now with the Divine Glaive, even the frontliners are not safe. Even Annabelle, he went with the Radiant Armor, not an Athena. So if he just walks up and occasionally takes a massive bat impact, he's gonna get chunked down way, way lower before the fight even begins. He has the Sky Guarded helmet, I believe, for that exact reason, but he still has to be careful in his approach, especially in these big fights.
Talking about Moreno, right? The game fact by Gope. This is the debut of Sicilian in MPL ID Season 13. Wait a minute. Portal?
He was stunned. Evos Glory, they will not be hasty though. They will find the taunt onto Chorizo, airborne as well. He in the front side flickers back. Annabelle receives a lot of damage, but Fluffy will deal damage on towards He. Now the collapse, Brands finds the shutdown, but Amon secures the trade. Now Brands and Dreams trying to find the double. There you go, Evos Glory, they want to collapse. So Rizolo, they will back away. Evos Glory finds the 3.
They're running for the hills. Klokken almost made contact there, but they were still able to dodge around. 3 members taken out for the price of 1. And look at Brands go ham on these objectives. Turrets are falling left and right. The space has been given. Superscan still able to save his purple buff. And the crowd goes wild once again. Evos fans are celebrating here in Jakarta International Velodrome.
That's interesting though. Oh, Fluffy now.
He will commit on towards Fluffy. Just like in the early game, Fluffy will not be able to escape. He will fall again for the 6th time. And with that, 1,000 gold lead almost here. Still in favor of the Bigetron Lord. Area is actually controlled mostly by Bigetron members. Let's see how will Evos Glory respond. Dream stunned. Key looking for an engage. So again, Poisson's early. Annabelle though. Oh my god, look at the damage he's receiving. He might fall here, but it will be Brands. That's a mistake. Bigetron Alpha finds a loophole. 3 members, 2 members taken out, potentially 3 here. Dream still with the immortality, but that's a mistake. Evos Glory lost 2 important members.
2 members down, base turret on a sliver of HP. They're gonna go for it without waiting for the Lord. Can they do it?
Yeah, let's see. Dreams still up. Minions now spawned, but the damage will be enough to take Dreams down. Klokken, Fluffy versus 5 members of Bigetron, and soon the 6th man of the Lord will come as well. Oh, Annabelle Brands back. Klokken taken out by Amon. Now they will find the response here. Supercan taken out. Annabelle looking for a kill as well. But the Lord needs to be taken care of. Bottom side still up, but top lane will fall. Now Annabelle and Brands looking for the defense with the Lord still up. Amon just dealing a lot of damage, and Brands will fall as well. Ladies and gentlemen, today there will not be a clean sweep. Bigetron forces series on towards a game 4.
Moreno. This man had so many respect bands given toward him. Valentina Luoyi. They took away his heroes time and time again. And he
and then the Radiant Armor, he's going to be trying to be serving as a bit of a secondary front line. As you mentioned, Eterna, as long as whoever gets hooked does not get immediately deleted or disintegrated, Evos can very easily force a fight into a long duration fight. And that's where Brands can even have a lot of space to really maneuver, to go around and just start doing big damage. And if he gets his hands on Eman or Moreno, I think he's fed enough to really start almost one-shotting them already with the Divine Glaive on top of the Holy Crystal.
What about Brands? I mean, sorry, what about Amon?
Eman? He went for the Holy Crystal as well, and then he went for the Blood Wings because he knows he needs a lot more survivability. We'll see if that pays off, because right now he's too far away from the Lord as Bigetron. They're still trying to go for a contest.
Superkin has no retreat.
Not yet. Will be live in 30, but the hook and the hunt connects. Dreams first to one to fall. Now Annabelle, juicy target, but Supercan will be taken out by Brands. Now in the backside, Fluffy goes crazy as Brands collects the double.
Season 7, it was Bigetron that were leading. And then Evos came back. So could we be seeing a repeat of history, but on the opposite sides? Could it be a 2-0 lead for Evos and Bigetron completely reverse sweep?
lot of opposites today for sure. Even the Sicilian, supposedly late game hero, was just doing work all the way from the early game. What is going on with Mobile Legends right now, man? Nothing makes sense.
It's, yeah, I mean, just the coordination, right? I feel like he also deserves an honorable mention. He enables a lot of plays with that shortcut. The ganking, top lane, bottom lane, all isolated members technically, and that was just a free kill. That's the foundation of Bigetron's game plan.
Yeah,
This game.
he was so valuable,
Yeah.
right? He facilitated for so much pressure on the map that it actually allowed the Sicilian to scale. The Sicilian that was piloted by the player of the game for that particular game. And it was insane, right? Presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy. The debut pick, the last time it was picked up, wait, I saved the fun fact.
Season 12.
Just for you guys. Was it season 12?
Season 12.
Okay. I'm gonna double check though.
Bigetron against
Yes.
Fnatic Onyx.
The last time it was picked up by Moreno as well in season 12, but they lost against Onyx in the playoffs.
Well, this time they won. That Sicilian, man, not even a Holy Crystal, but really seeing that with enough penetration, there's a lot of damage readily available with those bad impacts. And technically with the games being so skirmish heavy, Sicilian is an overlooked pick, but technically you have extra bits of kiting potential with the movement speed. You have the Bat Feast, the ultimate, to try and get some regeneration. And you have the claws, right? It can really help out in a big team fight, especially if your team isn't really stacked with crowd control. If you can maintain your distance, Sicilian can definitely have a great impact. The only time in that game where we saw Bigetron quite falter is when Brands was able to find a tiny window of opportunity and find a way to just dive straight towards Moreno and take him out. But here, let's take a look at the player of the game highlights by our official gold partner, UBS Gold. You have to give credit to Sorizo as well, being an absolute menace when it comes to dealing damage. And this is that early game fight. We're just talking about it, like, why is it so devastating for Bigetron when they have a quote-unquote late game carry? And from that few initial skirmishes, they were able to just get so much more advantage, and the sieging game was just so difficult. See Clocker trying his best to clear the wave, do damage. Fluffy, as always, along with Brands, always looking for a chance to make the play, but you can see even Brands wasn't expecting that massive nuke. This was that final play here, where they were just back and forth.
This was the window
situations.
from Brands.
Exactly, this is where Brands here was able to find Moreno and go back to survive to speak of the tail.
Was that the Aegis that saved him?
Was
Definitely played a part in his survival right there. But afterwards, in this fight where Moreno could keep his distance, he's relatively protected. You can see Sorizo comes in out of nowhere, knowing he has the Vengeance, knowing that there's not a lot of DPS tools aside from Brands that can really spell doom for him. He just goes in all out. And the spammability of those spells are just insane, man. There have been a lot of big team fights where damage output have been so critical in deciding the victor of a game. And we have never mentioned the Sicilian. It was just so outdated.
yeah.
But now it's back. At least in the minds of the coaches, it's a potential pick.
Because the problem with the Sicilian was, despite the changes to the emblems, it was actually a hot topic, especially with the common emblem, because in the early game, the reason why it's so weak is not just because of the lack of damage, but the inability to spam the spells due to mana.
Yeah.
But I don't know what changed, because if we take a look at his emblem, he doesn't even use the common emblem, he uses the mage.
He has Demon Shoes.
Yeah, but even then, his mana usage is not as great in the early game, even with the mana shoes. That's why it was very valuable that the common emblem popped up when we were looking at that big patch when the emblems first came out. But there, he even went for Rupture. There was no... Oh, well, I guess he went for Impure Rage, and I guess that did help him.
The Impure Rage, especially with Sicilian's kit, you want to be building a lot of mana anyhow. Because
Yeah.
Impure Rage technically will give you more mana, especially if you're on a Sicilian compared to other mages who don't have any built-in ways like the stacks to really get some more mana up. But I think it's also the way Moreno was playing it out. Occasionally he uses it to clear the waves, but he never spams it out except during a fight. Make sure that whenever he spams out that mana, he's using that mana intelligently, right?
Yeah.
Recognizing it as a resource that's limited. And as you can see, 86,000 damage dealt. That is a terrifying situation to be in,
Yikes.
man. You're going for skirmishes and a Sicilian is just always in the back and you have no real way to threaten him. It should be fluffy, in theory, to dive in the back line, but considering how Bigetron Alpha are positioning and their forward momentum, it was just too difficult.
And also, mind you, he was just hammering that bottom lane of the map, right? So, yes, Piquito was the answer, was an approach towards Moreno, but there was Chip.
The chip is just such a value pick right now, and Evos, they've usually been able to stave off that kind of global aggression, but this time Bigetron Alpha got the better of him, and you can see, despite a dip here, a valley here, there's no water, Eterna. This is not prime real estate in game number 3.
No, Bigetron don't care about water.
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 They're not thirsty.
They're
like
robots,
mountains.
you know, they were afraid of the short circuit.
Ah, yeah, because, you know, electricity.
Yes, machines, electricity. We'll have to see
Rust?
though. Rust?
Programmed to win.
No. You know,
Programmed to win, but not programmed to be waterproof, apparently, because Bigetron Alpha.
I'll be dreaming about bats tonight, ladies and gentlemen, if I was Brands.
I mean, there's still a point.
Right.
It's not all over yet.
Oh, yet?
Woo!
It's not over yet.
Okay.
It truly isn't, but we are going back. Well, we are still at match point, essentially, but...
For Evos.
And, you know, Evos, their team, I don't think momentum is necessarily important for them. They've come back from even worse scenarios.
They were 9th.
They were 9th. It's not even 0 to hero, it's minus to hero.
Right. I think both these teams have that mental fortitude to really go through like a long, arduous best of 5, especially in these playoffs. So I really don't think that even at match point, you can kind of discount one of these teams, right? We just seen it earlier. Even though they're actually behind in that game, mentally at least they should be pressured. But no, they find these strategies and turns out they still have an ace up their sleeves, which causes you to wonder, why hasn't it been shown earlier? And how many more does Coach Cassius have at his disposal? Those
I
are
know
big
what he has.
sleeves he has.
I know what he has up his sleeve.
Oh, what is that? Slow reveal.
You may... Okay. Somebody took a class.
Oh no!
No
Who
way.
stole it?
But,
I
ladies and
found it.
gentlemen,
It's mine now.
Outplayed, Goni. You should have known better. All right,
Boom!
let's see it. Let's see it.
This is what the coach has up his sleeves, ladies
Wow.
and gentlemen. Gear up for the launch of Saturday's and MPL ID collaboration. Oh, that's a big zoom. Let me fix my hair a bit. On March 4th, this eyewear is a secret weapon for dominating the battlefield. Available at Saturdays.com and all of these Saturday stores. For more information, you guys can check out at Saturdays.lifestyle on Instagram as well as TikTok.
that's
I actually kind of like it.
it's a clean
What do you guys think?
shade.
Yay or nay?
Definite yay.
Yay for me. Can I try
Really?
it
You
out?
want to try it?
Yeah.
Sure.
That
Here.
sounds like bias, Goni.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Quickly.
There you go.
You know what rhymes with quickly? Samsung
Samsung
TV.
TV.
How do you know this? How does he know?
I know. You know?
Because he has the glasses. It's a buff.
It is a buff.
Is it
And
giving you foresight into the future?
a little. And you guys, if you have an intense gaming session, all right, but experiencing constant lag, you know what? Mobile gaming is better on TV. Win any game with a FreeSync Premium Pro and Motion Accelerator Turbo Pro from HoYoLAB, making movements smoother and preventing stuttering. Experience more wow gaming.
So basically, if you're using a normal TV, if I were to wave my hand like this,
Yeah.
it would be like,
There'll be stutters, yes.
Better. But yeah.
but with Samsung, it's like this. Do you see it? Did you even see me wave? No?
No,
Stutter free, bro.
that's the speed of
It's the
Eterna's hands as
speed.
well. She's a kung fu
Can you
master.
do it
I
again?
am.
Wow.
There you go. You see it? So Riza waved his hand. Did you see? I bet you didn't.
No, you can't see me.
Because we're using the Samsung TV.
That's wow.
Wild.
It's
Oh,
just
wow.
a big wow. 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 Previous game recap though, that's a wow amount of damage coming out of Sorizo, right? Moreno, of course, was on top. That's no secret. But the fact that Sorizo was the second highest damage dealer, 10,000 gold damage difference only, shows again that in that game, he was a bit underrated, overlooked on the EXP lane, keeping Fluffy in control. Fluffy on the Paquito, nonetheless. Something that he's usually really adept at doing. Sorizo was able to keep him under control, and Sorizo was also just so annoying in the back line. If Brands is a menace, if he can get right up next and close and personal to Marino, Sorizo is a menace when he can get up close and personal to Brands and Clocken right there. As you can see, if you look at the whole situation right there, the fact that the Carmilla was supposed to be a counter to the team fights really didn't work out the way Evos really wanted it to.
Absolutely not. He was just so sleek with it.
Sleek.
Yeah.
Slick.
He caught them off fine.
Yeah, I agree. I think he understands.
I'm mad at Goni now.
Go on, Gunny, you were saying.
Yeah, I think we mentioned it earlier.
He's stunned.
Was what built that game in the early game with the gangs, with the shortcuts, with just crumbles, right? It dismantled Evos Glory early, and they don't have the time to recover. Almost, but not enough.
Not quite. Bigetron though, again, like you mentioned, Goni, did a great job just avoiding these obvious team fights. They were just very surprising with how they were approaching these fights. It's almost like they want to make sure that it's a pickoff. They never just go in for a fight. It's like they have a radar that detects how close Dreams is. When he's around, they're like, okay, no, don't play with him. Like kids on the playground. Don't play with Dreams. We want him around here. Once Dreams is gone though, everyone just has a good time from Bigetron. So we'll see if right now the chip will finally be respected, because for Evos that certainly was a big problem, a big wrench in the neat cogs of the Evos machine.
Let's see the adaptations coming through for the fourth game of this series, as we are moments away of entering the drafting phase. Coliseum beckons, and we'll see who will stay on the blue side. Will Evos opt for blue side once again, or are they content with red side? And the answer is they will go first pick. Ladies and gentlemen, presented to you by the official tournament smartphone and Samsung Galaxy, and the picks are rolling through.
Wow.
They mean business. Moskov, Alpha, and the Yuzong. These all are three power picks. Bigetron respond with very similar things here, with the Sicilian being picked up once again.
Signature picks all around the board. Moskov, Alpha, Yuzong. And yeah, we saw what Moreno did on that Sicilian. Seems like he wants to replicate that with the help of the Baksha and the Roger. Second phase, wow, that was, yeah, you're right, quick. Novaria though, man, out. You know that what is currently lacking in Evos' composition is range, and they will deny the Novaria from Evos' hand.
Interesting. A Diggy though, showing up out of nowhere. What do they have planned here? Are they trying to go for something that could just destroy in like a big combo? Could be something like an Atlas, a throwback. That is usually the pick that can be countered by a Diggy. But considering the stats, considering the history and the context right now, there's no way that Bigetron can preemptively expect that, so Minotaur is the closest thing.
Tigreal is also a possibility, right? The king of Tigreal is Dreams.
Let's hear from the
And
crowd.
Iggy is also a natural counter towards the Tigreal.
And it's a pick that Key is quite comfortable in playing. So I have to see, with the CC banned away, that backline threat that Sorizo had will be notified. The Edith comes through for an extra bit of damage. It's a lot of magical, spammable damage right here, but not a lot of tankiness outside of the Baxia. Could be a dangerous situation for Evos, but with the Moskov and the Alpha and the Yuzong, there's a chance they're gonna go all out and just sink in their claws into Marino in the back line.
So let's see here with the comfort picks. We really want to go for the Tiger. Oh, Valentina is hovered around. It's also yep, Tiger confirmed. And the Valentina. So a lot of purple heroes here inside of Evos Glory in this game. Will Bigetron responded with.
It's like a throwback to the purple meta with the Tigreal, with the Valentina that has a chance to steal away the Primal Wrath. That is a lot of damage potentially coming out from the Valentina. But again, they're not all too tanky. They're still very combo-based, momentum-based in the big fights. For Bigetron, what would be this final pick here to seal the whole thing? Is it more tankiness? Is it more crowd control? It's both!
It's playmaking for Sorizo here. We're gonna see exactly how this works out, right? Because with the very quick Roger and Baxia pick, that Alpha is gonna be able to counter it. And we've seen Annabelle be able to perform so well on the Alpha as a counter towards this Baxia. And we've seen it become a very big deterrent to not just Baxia players, but we've seen it against the Barats. We've seen it against quite a few utility junglers, and it works out. The last time he picked up this Alpha, he was able to get a Maniac in the early stage of the game and eventually lead up to a snowball. What are your feelings? What are your thoughts on this draft?
The draft index was showing that Evos had an overwhelming advantage in both the early, mid, and late game. But for Bigetron, I feel like it comes down to the execution. If they go for a proper all-out team fight, if they can mitigate the initial jump from Evos, then they'll be fine. And keep in mind that Evos right now have a lot of combo-reliant, they are very combo-reliant in their team fight, so if Bigetron can avoid that, they should be okay.
The Sky Kings have done it in match number 1. Will the Red Robots, the #1 contenders, be able to do it in match number 2? Will they be able to force a game number 5? Ladies and gentlemen, match point still for the White Tigers as Bigetron look to go for the reverse sweep.
Both teams again being aggressive in the early game, and the little contest getting more and more scary. But for now, seems like Supercan actually will be clearing just that much faster. And right now, looking at the emblems by GamesMax, Brandt with the tenacity, he knows that he is definitely going to be a target. He wants to be in the front, dashing forward just to get extra bits of damage out. So we'll have to see if that will end up being critical in his safety later on. Clocker, though, with the Inspire, he wants to get those spells out as often as possible. It's almost a bit utility-based for him, with a lot of big ultimates to steal away from the side of Bigetron.
Going back to the gold lane, what do you think about this Moskov and the Roger matchup? Who does it favor?
Oh, before that, Spear of Alpha almost connects on towards him on 3v1 there for a moment.
But yes, the Moskov and the Roger, I think the Roger still has more of an advantage for sure, but whoa!
Oh, Dreams flickers out just in time. Iman just posturing over 2 members of Evos there. Does not care, and Turtle will be up in 5. So let's see here. What will Evos do? His Tigreal isn't level 4 yet.
Not just yet, but there you go, Eterna. As you ask the question, the answer pops up. That seems to be a pattern for today as well. But with this level advantage, Marino not level 4 either. But the Turtle's already very, very low. Dreams Doesn't have the combo.
Explosion not available, but the Black Dragon form will be invested, will come to gain something. Picker some shatter there from the side of King. Does not connect to any Evos members, but this time Dreams will be comboed. The damage though will not be enough just yet. 1 HP, but he survives.
Lethal Ignition sure would have gotten him there as Fluffy and Sorizo in a 1v1 situation.
Fluffy on the Yuzong. Great laning prowess. 1v1, there's no way Sorizo should win in an all-out duel. But that's for now. With more regeneration, that's a whole different story. Knowing that Terizla's kit, damage reduction when he's lower, the sustain as well. Seems like for Bigetron, it's more of a multifaceted approach right here. They are alternating the ganks very reliably. If we take a look at the items so far, just components for now. I think they have to wait a bit longer to see any real power spikes.
Can move on towards Fluffy. Use the Poissons, but does not want to engage more. Top lane though, Dreams will slide away from danger. Almost. No flicker just yet, but almost. So perhaps here, after that recall, he might want to engage with the flicker implosion that we have yet to see in this game.
You can finally feel the tempo difference here in game number 4, as both of these teams, they don't want to take too much of a risk. They know what's at stake here. They know that they will have to fall to the lower bracket, especially for Bigetron, with the pressure definitely on them. But Evos also don't want to lose their ground. They also don't want to lose their momentum to get that second life as they continue on into the upper brackets. The turtle has already spawned. Annabelle here at level 8. Superken still falling a little bit behind. He should be able to get it very, very soon. But that's a small window if they want to take advantage of it.
Is aware of that potential engage. And, well, Bigetron, they are moving on towards that neutral objective. But they will take their time. Dreams has that flicker implosion. I'm sure that is in the back of their minds of Bigetron Alpha's Rockland. From another angle, there you go. They engage. 2 members knocked up, crowd controlled. And but Dreams actually first one to fall, so Rizzo collecting the turtle. Fluffy will be the trade as well. Now take a look at Rizzo moving on towards Clock. That's 3 members from Evos Glory down and out.
And Sorizo, on top of that, is able to get the neutral objective. Evos lose right, left, down, and center. And they get another turret in the mid lane to boot. That's a lot more map pressure that they can work with the Boxia already circling around, already rotating towards this top side. Brents, the only thing he can do is try and defend. But even that will cross inevitable.
Wow, man, Bigetron from out of nowhere. All of which has to try and wait for a chance to recover from. The damage coming in from multiple members there just caught them completely off guard. If they want to go for a big play, it has to be comboed in perfectly. They don't really have the same kind of tankiness, especially for Annabelle. If he wants to stay out in the front there and sustain that damage, he needs a couple more items, man. There's no way he can do it for now.
0-1-0 so far. Bigetron have been doing a very good job at not allowing that snowball from happening. A 3.6k gold lead, and it looks like Bigetron want to pick up the tempo once again. Dreams looks for a play onto Iman, but doesn't commit onto it. Instead, Iman is still going to be able to clear very quickly, actually, as Super Ken is on the move.
Yeah, Super Ken again looking for a possible opening, but so Rizzo defensive penalty zone here. Annabelle trying to find the true damage, finds it, and secures that kill. Top lane, yeah, Dreams knows that Iman has that Purify, so just committing on to that explosion alone, it's really not worth it. Though, yeah, the last turtle will be up, and for now, Bigetron Alpha just has all the space in the world for that turtle pit.
We're just corralling around at the bottom side, but implosion!
Implosion on towards no follow-up damage though, and Dreams will be punished. Evos Glory, they move, they run for the hills though. Fluffy looking for a flank. Will not commit on towards that dragon form. But Bigetron Alpha again winning on trades.
Again, Dreams gets taken down. He gets the implosion play, but the follow-up is not there. Break that down for us. Arashi, what happened?
Bigetron just do so much damage that they just nuke down the neutral objective, and Evos someone to go to the far side of the map to try and clear the lanes out, but it turns out Bigetron just went straight for it. Because of that, they were late to the party, and they had the Yutong too far away to really make a difference. And right now is the exact opposite. Immediately you see Sorizo on a Terizla going on the bottom, cutting the waves, baiting a response, but at the same time, the rest of the team invades towards the jungle of Evos, and so the response, the reaction from Evos is forced out of them. They are forced to go into the jungle where Sorizo can get a free turret.
Conceal play. Nearly over onto Brands, but it was only just to zone him away to be able to allow Amon to get that turret in the top side. And now they're playing it carefully. They're playing it safely. They're waiting for the next neutral objective, but 36 seconds left for it to spawn. Dreams on standby to look for that proper opening. Clocken has opted to go for Edith's ultimate here.
Primal Wrath.
Primal Wrath, that's a lot of damage, but they have to make sure that the fights are on their terms. If Clocken right now goes in for it on a big play, whoa!
Committed to flicker. Keep in mind, Moreno has the purple buff. So yeah, he's ready for a big fight. Evos Glory. Question is, are they ready? Let's see though. Seems like they will just clear the orange buff, and even Bigetron Alpha, they know that they will not take unnecessary fights. They will move themselves rotate towards the Lord area.
Brands is falling so far behind. Only 2 items so far. He's 2 levels below of Iman at the moment.
Oh, flicker cancelled from that implosion, and Moreno will deal a lot of damage towards streams. Though Sorizo will be the trade. Annabelle secures it. Take a look at Iman and Fluffy top side. As Annabelle collects the double, the Lord now, it's actually free for Annabelle. Surely Super Ken zoned out, but the damage will be enough for Annabelle to collect the triple. Fluffy will secure Iman. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 members down and out. 4-2.
And the problem is, despite that trade going in favor of the White Tigers, Moreno is the one that picks up the shutdown. So there is still a bit of an advantage that Bigetron have picked up in that entire exchange. But of course, Bigetron, they lose the tempo, they lose control of the game, and they lose that turret in the mid lane as Evos Fluffy already on standby here to maybe make a play, to open up information, gather all that he can get. 1.4k gold lead now slimmed down for the Red Robots.
The unfortunate thing for Bigetron is that they have a lot of damage, but it's skill-based, it's not targeted. And for Evos, a lot of their members are just so mobile. Dreams, of course, with the Sacred Hammer, but Brands, Clocken, Annabelle, and Fluffy all have a dash built into their kit. Now Super Ken tries to threaten for an engage, but that's a problem when they jump on someone, when the fights are ongoing. Moreno is having a hard time landing a lot of these bat impacts. Even in the final sequence of that fight, if he landed 1 or 2 of those bat impacts, he would have secured the kills on both those members of Evos, but they were just a bit too jumpy all over the place, and that is something that he needs to try and keep in mind next time. And if he can build for a Ice Queen's Wand, that could be the solution.
Conceal play earlier on. I thought they were going to go for it. Falcon does get the Primal Wrath, however. Okay!
Oh, knocks 2 members up, Annabelle being one of them. No? Black Dragon form just to have more space towards backside though. And Bigetron Alpha, they realize that they have more HPs. They might commit and bait out the whereabouts on Evos Glory's side. Let's see though, Fluffy jumps in. Furious dive towards the back. And Bigetron, they also just reposition, hovers around, looking for a possible angle. Conceal from Key now, looking for a member. Not quite connect just yet though. Evos Glory also here is just patient. And with that, Bigetron Alpha saw no window. They will back away. Jigglypuff outside. Moscow will show on the map. What will Bigetron decide to do? They will force that fight. Dreams though with the flicker, cancelled. Fear of destruction is there! And Bronze will find its mark, finds the triple, and Clockon secures the Lord. Evos glory, don't count them out just yet.
They're going ham, they're going in with everything they've got. Evos come back in the game. They get the neutral objective. Look at the timers. Look, as Moreno is the only one left standing. He's dealing the damage. Can he defend this alone?
Look at him. Snips. He wants blood over Moreno. But the main base shall be the main objective. Ladies and gentlemen, Bigetron Alpha will go down to the lower brackets as the White Tigers. They will soar and fight in the upper bracket finals. As the White Tigers, they will soar and fight.
Was playing it out. Occasionally he uses it to clear the waves, but he never spams it out except during a fight. Make sure that whenever he spams out that mana, he's using that mana intelligently, right?
Yeah.
Recognizing it as a resource that's limited. And as you can see, 86,000 damage dealt. That is a terrifying situation to be in, man. You're going for skirmishes and the Sicilian is just always in the back and you have no real way to threaten him. It should be fluffy, in theory, to dive in the back line, but considering how Bigetron Alpha are positioning and their forward momentum, it was just too difficult.
And also, mind you, he was just hammering that bottom lane of the map, right?
ID season 13 down into the lower brackets. One voice, one family.
What a performance by Evos, despite the surprises that Bigetron has set up for them. They found a way. They power through with signature pocket picks, with great execution and patience and discipline. Evos, man, they're a real contender and they're a real problem for everyone in the playoffs right now.
It was a liquid aura. Today it will be Bigetron Alpha. Evos Glory will become a legend after in this playoff run already. 3-0 and now 3-1. Fnatic on it. Wow. We've
What
got
an outcome. A big contender, Gunny. We're gonna talk to this contender. Our very own anime arc at MPL ID season 13. Let's talk to them with Bude Clara Mongstar and Monica Conado on the stage. Pasok.
Evos Glory! Wow! Terus melaju melalui upper bracket. Luar biasa. Dan melihat bagaimana performa mereka, kok kayaknya heboh banget tadi. Fluffy, kemenangan ini begitu nge-hype kah untuk kamu?
Apa?
Kemenangan yang sudah kamu tunggu-tunggu kah?
Ya, kemenangan ini udah saya tunggu-tunggu sih sebenarnya. Kan soalnya saya ditungguin juga sama player Bigetron.
Oh, ekspresif banget dari tadi ya. Ini benar-benar luar biasa. Akhirnya ketemu lagi kemarin, kayaknya baru ketemu Evos Glory kita Bude ya. Hari ini ketemu lagi dan kita akan lihat nanti ya besok. Oke, responnya saat ditunggu pada saat terakhir regular season ya. Apa tuh? Gimana kalian menjawab penantian dari Bigetron?
Serius mau jawab, serius.
Responnya apa? Responnya ketika, apakah tertantang dan jadi...
Responnya biasa aja sih Bude sebenarnya. Kan mungkin panas sekali player Bigetronnya. Jadi ya kalau gue sih pribadi biasa aja.
Biasa aja tapi menang ya. Dan menunjukkan bahwa memang ini masih Evos masih menjadi most wanted-nya Bigetron Alpha. Ini kalian pembuktiankah memang gak bisa kalah nih dari Bigetron?
Apa?
Emang pembuktian nih tetap jadi most wanted-nya Bigetron?
Peran.
Jadi memang kita ngelihat dari Bigetron leg kedua hanya kalian yang bisa mengalahkannya. Sekarang pun kalian melakukan hal itu lagi. The top klasemen kalian turunkan ke lower bracket.
Kita ngelakuin kayak biasa sih, kayak maksudnya nganggap semua tim sama, jadi lakukan yang terbaik setiap roundnya sih.
Lawan yang terbaik, namun Bigetron tuh digadang-gadang menjadi tim yang terkuat juga karena melihat dari regular season mereka. Tapi gimana sih kalian melihat sang robot merah di match pembukaan mereka hari ini?
Ya kalau dibilang kan kuat ya emang kuat lah, nyatanya bisa top 1, terus juga dari game match tadi maksudnya nggak ada yang menang gampang ataupun kalah gampang, semuanya match seru, jadi ya emang itu ngebuktikan kualitas Bigetron juga lah.
Wow, tapi sebenarnya kalau dibilang kalian itu udah bertarung dari kemarin di day pertama. Ini menjadi pertandingan kedua kalian di playoff. Sedangkan untuk Bigetron ini pertandingan pertama pembukaan di playoff. Jadi sebenarnya ini keuntungankah buat kalian sebenarnya dari regular season ke playoff ini berada di mungkin bukan di upper bracket. Makanya kali ini kayaknya bisa ngalahin top klasemen.
Ya kalau dibilang keuntungan nggak juga lah, pasti di regular season juga kita maunya upper bracket juga. Ya pasti ya kayak tadi yang aku bilang, kita lakuin yang terbaik setiap roundnya lah. Terus juga dari persiapan semuanya udah dari coaching staff, pasti udah siapin semuanya juga.
Namun dari kalian sendiri, sebelum match ini berlangsung, apa yang kalian mungkin lakukan dan perbincangkan spesial untuk pertarungan upper bracket ini? Ada nggak?
Nggak ada sih, kayak match biasa aja, lawan tim yang lain juga sama aja.
Sama aja. Wow. Menarik ya pastinya. Kalau kita melihat di game ketiga tadi, what happened with Anafel?
Kayaknya diincer mulu ya.
Halo.
Gimana tuh Anafel? Di game ketiga tadi kayaknya diincer mulu tuh kamu.
Disusahin sama Ken sih, kayak gak dikasih farming sama Ken.
Jadi gimana nih? Tapi ternyata kalian berhasil mengamankan poin kemenangan di match kali ini. Ketemu Super Ken yang dari season sebelumnya juga bisa dibilang ini kalau tadi ya sama Coach Aldo, ex-coachnya bilang Super Ken ini salah satu jungler yang berpotensi luar biasa nih di MPL Indonesia. Menurut kamu seperti apa nih Anafel?
Ya emang jago, soalnya Super Ken standar jungler saya.
Sebagai standar junglermu.
Ya.
Sebagai standar berarti kamu ingin terus menggapainya dong.
Ya bisa dibilang gitulah.
Namun sekarang kamu sudah berhasil memenangkan match melawan Super Ken. Apakah ini berarti sesuatu? Kamu sudah mencapai standar itu?
Lagi beruntung sih, lagi beruntung.
Lagi beruntung, tapi sudah sampai ke standar itu belum?
Kayaknya belum, soalnya Super Ken lebih unggul dibanding saya.
Wow, dalam bidang apa tuh?
Ya decision making lah pastinya.
Menarik, saling respect satu sama lain dan itu ditunjukkan. Kali ini kalian tetap bertahan di upper bracket. Namun lawan kalian esok hari adalah Sang Raja Langit. Raja Hutan harus berhadapan dengan Raja Langit. Tentu ini akan menjadi menarik buat kamu sendiri. Lawanmu esok, ada Kairi dan juga Onyx, Fnatic Onyx. Bagaimana kalian melihat untuk pertempuran di upper bracket esok hari?
Kalau aku katanya mau jawab sih.
Kalau Nonik ya Bude, ya main kayak biasa aja sih Bude.
Main kayak biasa. Bentar, kayak biasanya kalian tuh gimana sih? Ini playoff, ini pasti nggak mungkin biasa. Terlihat semua orang tuh terkaget-kaget, terheran-heran. Dengan bahkan kemenangan kalian ini aja membuat banyak banget orang berteriak.
Ya main kayak yang udah kita latih di spring sih. Ya.
Namun ada pressure nggak sih melawan Sunsguard?
Apa?
Ada pressure nggak untuk
Nggak
melawan
ada.
Sunsguard?
Nggak ada.
Nggak ada, karena kalau kemarin kan katanya Cloakun God. Benar nggak sih Cloakun?
Enggak benar.
Tapi Dreams, bagaimana nih persiapannya? Besok ketemu Raja Langit nih, yang udah tripit champion nih. Mungkin apakah masih sepercaya diri hari ini kah?
Ya, apa ya, kayak saling percaya sama satu tim kan, udah main aja udah.
Percaya, itu kuncinya.
Ya Ya mungkin kita bisa melihat bahwa kali ini Evos terlihat sangat solid. Belum lagi, lihat. Evos Flames dari tadi bernyanyi, kali ini memberikan lampunya, memberikan lightnya. Tolong Evos Glory, mereka ingin mendengar sesuatu dari kalian.
Regi biasanya mau ngomong terus ya.
Udah.
Buat Evos Fam nih, buat Evos Fam.
Buat Evos Fans ya terima kasih lah udah dukung kita terus. Apalagi buat Evos Garis Keras yang selalu dukung kita. Terus buat koreo-koreonya juga keren banget. Ramein lagi besok.
Karena satu kemenangan lagi, kalian bisa menjadi wakil dari Indonesia untuk MSC. Kalian sadar akan hal itu?
Sadar lah.
Bisakah kalian menggapai itu?
Ya berdoanya pasti lancar semuanya lah.
Dan mari kita doakan untuk kelancaran pula untuk kemenangan kali ini dari Evos Glory. Sambutlah sang Evos Glory.
The upper bracket finals, here we go. We finally get to see who will battle it out up there in the skies with the Sky Kings. It's the White Tigers obtaining wings. That rhymed, by the way. Thank you so much.
What?
Rap God. Sky Kings. The White Tigers grew wings.
Yeah, bars.
I know,
Bars.
right? Talented.
MC Turner.
Amazing. You know it.
Album coming soon. But man, wow. You could make a pretty sick song out of the chants coming in from the Evos fans, man.
It hasn't stopped.
No, it's been constant.
Even
Unreal.
as the player of the game, the player of the match, was walking after his interview, it didn't stop. It went even louder as Brands was giving out the high fives.
Yep.
But this is the player of the match presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy. This time he goes for the Moskov and the Purify.
No, there was a time back then where Moscow with Purify is weird, it's frowned upon, it's almost an insta-lose. But now, you don't see the Moscow actually going with the Inspire anymore, ever. There's just so much danger around. And in this game, despite being exposed, being faced with the surprises from Bigetron, the Sicilian coming in, Evos, within one game, found a working solution. If you can't out-damage the Sicilian, make sure that you can get close, up close and personal to him. And as we were talking about it, everyone just dashed. It's almost like Bigetron didn't lose the fight. He just got overwhelmed, got run over by Evos just dashing through. And part of the reason why they're able to do so was Brands helping with the clearing, helping with the damage, the Spear of Destruction as an extra layer of danger for the members of Bigetron, especially in the backline. Here's the MVP heat map here for Brands. I can't even speak right now. I'm being interrupted by the crowd. Insane. But from 5 minutes to 10 minutes right here, look at where he's playing, man. He knows his priorities. He knows where he needs to be. He sticks to the important areas unless something is about to go down. And even then, going with the Spear of Destruction, that global presence, we've been talking about it. It's global presence, but it's also a way to, as a surprise flank maneuver. And usually we talked about that play being available if you're up against a Farsa, right? Spear of Destruction comes in, the Moskov deletes her, but even against a Sicilian, it's actually quite relevant as well. Here are the player of the match highlights by our official gold partner, Ube as gold. And in the beginning, it's looking dangerous, it's looking difficult in these fights. These Sicilians are just doing so much damage. Even if the bat impacts don't land, the bat piece itself does a lot of damage. And Dreams, it's so funny. In the beginning, these big engages from Dreams, when they work, doesn't result in a decisive victory for the side of Evos. But as we'll see here eventually, when the engages actually get cancelled by Key predicting with the Edith, somehow, some way, I guess it's late enough in the game that they're able to find the chance to win it out here. And look at Moreno, spamming the spells out, trying his best to match up, but the rest of the team, the rest of the members of Bigetron get taken out, and it's a team game. And again, it's almost forced to miss these bad impacts due to the danger of Evos.
He always has to keep on maneuvering in and out, right, to avoid... Mirk was crying, by the way, in the background there. He's always forced to maneuver around because of that damage, the CC availability and the tools that Evos have. So at that point, he's dealing the damage, but the bad impacts, it's way more difficult.
Wow.
The
it's
dive,
less direct.
That's the thing about the Sicilian, right? It's always great to rush towards the Sicilian instead of running away from the Sicilian. Because the Sicilian, the targeting is so much easier for kiting instead of if they have to go for the offense.
Right. I mean, Sicilian, all the spells have usually there's a max range for spells, but for Sicilian, there is a minimum range for spells, right? Whenever anyone gets too close, your spells literally cannot land on
Exactly.
them. That's where the Bat Feast actually becomes such a value tool. It's damage, it's sustain, but it's also the movement
Mobility,
speed.
yeah.
Exactly, for you to finally get that. And we talked about the potential solutions for the approach from Eva's Glory. The Ice Queen's wand. It was completed actually in the end right there, but too little, too late. Evos were just able to just rush through again and again. And despite having technically 3 very technical frontliners, right? The Baxia, the Terizla, and technically the Edith as well, who builds full defensive items, Evos were just able to just melt down everyone, partially due to the true damage coming out of Annabelle, and of course, Brands on the Moskov just doing it all. And the fights are that clumped, it really values this composition for Eva's Glory. They can just hit everyone at the same time. And of course, shout out to Fluffy being on the Yutong. He wasn't able to get huge denials in this game, and he was just struggling to match Terizla initially, but you put Fluffy on an aggressive laner, he has impact, whether you like it or not.
This is surprising, actually. If we take a look at the gold distribution for both Iman and Brands, it's actually quite fair in terms of the minion gold distribution. And I thought that Iman in the lane would have had a better time because of the snowball, but is it because of the kit that Moskov has with the pierce and the knockback that hinders the Roger? But I thought that would be not the case. But why is it that it's so close?
Well, the Moskov is just very much flexible, right? You have an attack speed boost, you have a gap closer or an escape, and you have a crowd control tool. And of course, mobility, which is why it's been so popular. I think Iman was still doing pretty well in the lane, but he was unable to really capitalize and actually literally snowball in that lane, because every single time he tries to go for it, there seems to be safety measures available for Evos. And he even went with the Purify as well, so he is extra safe. And that's just the way Brands likes to play. He wants to have all the guarantees as much as possible in order to be able to go and make aggressive plays like we saw in that final sequence. Just arriving right next to all the action, knowing that he has that extra layer of safety, I would say.
And what an execution, right? Overall from Evos Glory, almost with the sweep. And this game, we saw from the drafts, is already mostly comforts. The Moskov, you got the Alpha, Yuzong, Tigreal as well. it just shows that, hey, you don't care about prior heroes. You don't care about meta quote-unquote heroes.
I think it just shows again.
Power hero, I'm gonna give it to you, says their coach.
I think it's a great showing of like, okay, there's a meta, right? But power heroes still have an impact, right? In the right circumstances, in the right situations. It's all about how you play it in the Land of Dawn and how you can kind of like craft a proper working, coordinated composition. Because of course it's all great signature heroes for the side of Evos, but they all work well together as well. It's not just, okay, buddy, you like this hero, go for it. You're good at this hero, go for it. It's still calculated, so props to Coach Strategy for coming up with this.
Top G, indeed.
Top G strategy.
Because for a while there, it wasn't looking too good for Evos,
It wasn't convincing.
right?
It wasn't.
Like, Arashi mentioned that there wasn't a snowball built, but Aman had the gold lead.
But
Sabar,
Bronze
sabar.
wasn't far behind.
Mid dulu aja, mid dulu.
Ya, aman.
Ya, sama gua. Lihat lagi.
Aman. Gua cuma joiningin dong, boy.
Gak ada flicker kok ini.
Masih bisa nggak kalian?
Masih bisa. Gua masih bisa.
Lihat kecil. Aman gua.
Aman juga gua.
Gak ada ulti kok ini, Terisnya.
Bisa reset nggak, Boy?
Saya lu tunggu naga.
Nice.
Gua naikin bawah juga nih.
Boleh.
Gua bisa pakai ulti, Boy.
Itu gua kalahin dulu ya berarti ya. Ditarik lagi ya. Dia langsung malin, Bran.
Gua bisa ulti.
Ayo, lihat. Dapat.
Balik udah. Nice boy.
Nice.
Nice kau.
Ada.
Mid.
Nice, Boy.
Ada gua.
Depanin.
Bisa sih kalau memaksa.
Bisa.
Hati-hati jangan damage,
Iya.
jangan ngedet, boy.
5 detik itu.
Gua nagain.
Sikat. Itu sesilah.
Masuk nih, Mas.
Masih. Fokus lock. Lock boy.
Lock.
Nice.
Wow.
It's actually quite funny if you took a look at the golden moment by OBS Gold there. You can see the players in the front, but you can also see what's happening in the back with like the coaches and everyone from the management and so on and so forth. So when Brands was able to get that play, that team fight, and they were able to get that advantage, everyone from the side of Evos, they were like super calm. They're like, nice, okay, nice. I think we can do this. And then everyone in the back, they were jumping up and down.
They know it's over.
It was so funny, but it just goes to show that even in that particular scenario, when everybody knows that, man, it's over, they still kept their cool. They weren't like hammered by their own emotions.
They want to see the base destroyed first,
and then they celebrate.
And then they go crazy.
And Fluffy definitely went crazy. He just stood up. He yelled something out. I couldn't quite make it out, but he just went. You can see his arms, right? He's out of the camera frame, but you can see his arms go up. He was like, "Wow!" He just yelled something out in response. You love to see the energy, man. And you know how, of course, you can't deny. Of course, you would feel that way after such a match. It was looking quite sketchy for a bit, but they pulled it off.
Fluffy has been very emotive since he joined Evos. Because I don't recall that
from
in
Kira?
Aura. Yeah, from exactly. Do you recall that?
Maybe he's more comfortable
Maybe.
in Evos' jersey.
Maybe. There's actually a meet and greet going on
MNG.
back there, ladies and gentlemen. So if you guys want a chance to meet and greet your idols, your pro players, your favorite team, you guys can totally do that if you come over to Velodrome, Jakarta International Velodrome.
JIV.
JIV, right.
Oh, JIV, my bad.
JAV? What?
3-1 though.
Jiv.
Second match. Wow.
Wow, indeed. We're now gonna take a look at the Kadia play of the day. It's Dreams from Evos Glory.
Look at this, man. He just went for that initiation. It initially didn't work out, but then the fact that I guess really he was able to push Aman sideways, you know, displace him, and the fact that everyone kind of focused him down, that was a bit like a bait, right? All the spells used towards him. Everyone else was like, okay, all the attention's over there. Let's go for it, rush him. And it worked out, right? And the difference in how fast the damage comes out for Evos compared to Bigetron, right? The fact that all the spells deal damage instantly compared to Bigetron that requires a bit of time.
Yeah.
Even the bat impact, the more you cast it, the more damage it does. So the first initial few seconds, you can see a difference in damage output, man.
For sure, and that's when ultimately Bigetron, they lost control. But let's take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen, the playoffs bracket. You can see with the wins coming in from Fnatic, Onyx, as well as Evos Glory, they will advance to the final upper bracket. Whoever wins that will step forward immediately to the grand finals. But before that, we are gonna see that first match of the day tomorrow between the lower brackets with Geek and Bigetron going head to head. So either one of them will have to say goodbye to the playoffs.
Oh boy.
I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that. But yeah, I mean, with that, Bigetron Alpha's upper brackets privileges will not go long, not go far. Meanwhile, FNOC and Evos, one more win to secure Riyadh. One more win to secure MSC.
There's more than just playoffs at stake right now. A lot of teams definitely have their eyes already at least a bit ahead. But they have to make sure they don't get too far ahead of themselves, because as you can see, even the tournament favorites can slip up. Teams are just improving like crazy right now, and you can never know for sure.
With so much on the line, I mean, you mentioned Riyadh, but that prize pool, the life-changing prize pool.
Oh yeah.
I think people are saying that this is one of the biggest prize pools we've ever seen in MLBB history. And that's what makes this such a big deal. It's no longer just MSC, it's MSC and Riyadh with the life-changing prize pool. So all these teams, all these orgs, all these players, they're desperately trying to get that ticket, and there's only 2 for them. So that grand final slot is going to be more imperative than ever.
I'm looking forward to see how the crowd will be, because, you know, this is a stadium and it's been kind of repurposed. It's actually a circuit, but the crowds are just making it work, right? You would think that with some gaps here and there, you can tell there's like the lane for the bicycles initially, but man, the velodrome actually is kind of growing on me.
I didn't realize it at first, that that was a track. we were talking about it in the break,
subtle.
and I was like, but it's slanted. And then they told me why. So yeah, I'm not much of a...
After being revitalized for the historic 2018 Asian Games, the velodrome managed by Jack Pro now focuses on expanding its business through sports and entertainment events, and is now hosting MPLID Season 13. And I have to say, I'm liking this trend, right? From other sports towards potentially entertainment and esports. I'm liking it. It's putting us more mainstream.
Exactly, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want to use it for, you can use it for anything. Arashi's a singer, by the way. You can
true.
make a concert here.
Well, it's not just the concert, right? Because aside from esport events, they can also be used for multi-purpose events like concerts, like you mentioned, but boxing,
you don't
school
wanna sing
events,
here?
corporate gatherings even,
He doesn't
and
wanna
brand
sing.
activations. Your everyday venue for all your needs. My own concert, I don't know, man, but if you at home have some kind of event, why not the velodrome?
Why not? Your
Arashi.
everyday venue for all your needs.
Yes, but Arashi will sing
You can make your own meet and greet.
grand finals.
Absolutely not. Why would I do that?
Meet and greet, right?
Why are you putting me on the
So many
spot all the time,
fans.
bro?
It's perfect.
It is perfect. It is.
And then you can run with your fans.
You can
Healthy.
basically do anything here.
Anything. Okay.
It is a multi-purpose venue.
True.
What else can you do? You can make your own tournament.
Yes, definitely.
What tournament?
A dancing tournament.
Dancing tournament.
You're a big
I
dancer.
think we were gonna go with like a caster-only international boxing tournament. Would you
That would
not
be
love
fun.
to see that? I mean, we would pay the price for it, but would be cool. I'm just saying. I would pay money for that.
I'd lose, so I don't want to join.
All of our other colleagues, shout out to you guys if you're watching. I think you
I think
are.
Naisu would win.
Oh,
Or
no.
Leo.
Man, I would hate to go up against Naisu, man.
They're very athletic.
I'm gonna like fly out of the ring.
I can imagine it.
The size difference, dude. There are weight classes for a reason, man. Naisu is in the building weight class.
Arashi, don't underestimate yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Give yourself some time, maybe.
Gotta bulk up.
You have to be like Evos, you know?
Oh.
Everything
Underdogs.
against them.
All odds against them.
Data not on their side.
Definitely not.
Not at all.
They were 9th for the season. You know, Bigetron stayed on top for the whole 9 weeks.
Which shows again, we were just saying, it's a lot more difficult to stay on top than get to the top. And you're seeing again a bit of the struggle. Definitely a lot of teams having their own discussions and maybe even talking to other teams, right? Like kind of cooperating, like, hey, yo, dude, we want to beat Bigetron as well, right? We gotta find a solution, bro. Like, let's pool our intellect, our brainwaves, as Eternal likes to say, and find a solution here.
Have to find a solution, and I have to find a solution to my lack of skills on the Hayabusa and the Granger.
That's a bit tough, bro.
Ouch.
No, it's not. It's not. Okay, guys? Don't fear, because the Exorcist skins are here, along with the exclusive items as well, because the draw event will be live from the 18th of May to 16th of June. And you guys can enjoy a 50% of your first draw every day and get a permanent exclusive item in the first 10 times that you guys draw. By the way, the old Exorcist skins will also be available. So if you guys missed it, don't worry. It's there for you to grab.
Retro spins, Kagura and Yuzong.
Yes.
The Yuzong one is very cool.
I like the Kaguras as well. It just so happens that I can't play the Kagura. But you know what I can play? I can play the Kadita. And you know what the Kadita likes to do? They like to dive into the action. Like you guys can dive into the action as well. Don't forget, the tickets are now available for the Snapdragon Pro Series SPS. Starting from, you guessed it, 10K. 10,000.
Wow.
10,000, ladies and gentlemen. That's cheaper than food. It's so affordable. Esports for everyone, right? For ESL. Thank you so much, ESL, for making this happen. We can finally enjoy SPS together. So if you guys are interested in that, go ahead and check out the website down below. Or scan the QR code.
Yeah. Around, below. Yeah, just there, that area.
There-ish.
There-ish. But wow.
Very precise. But speaking about skins, though.
Exorcist done.
Yeah.
But I want the JJK.
Oh, you're in luck.
They're back?
It's
JJK.
Man, it's perfect timing for Gani right here because they're back for a limited time. And I hear it's improved as well. So a lot of people were complaining about, oh, the effects were not as good. They've like buffed it. Now it's just a lot better, a lot cooler, a lot smoother as well in game. And of course, you can enjoy 50% off on your daily first draw as well. So man, don't waste any time. Do it at least once daily and you can get 50% off every single day. So the more days you do it, the more value you get. And after 10 draws, of course, you still can get an exclusive item or skin. Why not, man?
That's how you do it.
If you're a man of culture and you like the show, why not, man? It's cool. Gives you that buff of confidence in the Land of Dawn as well. I can confirm. I own a few of those skins.
Show off.
I only have one.
I don't have any JJK skins.
Oh, you do? You don't?
No.
Why not?
I don't play. I
Oh,
don't play Melissa. I don't play
Julian, Melissa,
Julian, I don't
Xavier,
play Xavier. I
and
don't
Yin.
play Yin.
I got
Maybe
3.
it's time to learn, bro.
Yeah. Show off.
How many do you have?
3. I got lucky.
You've been participating in a lot of these events.
Exactly.
You learn a thing or two, and you learned something today as well.
I do.
You know, with spirit, with support, with hard work, you can be like Evos. You can begin your own anime arc. You can be the main character of your own anime.
Like Fnatic Onyx as well.
No, absolutely not. But thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in for today. Day 2 of the MPL ID Season 13 playoffs. Tomorrow, unfortunately, we will be sending another team home.
Oh, man.
The question is, will it be Geek or will it be, drumroll please, Bigetron?
Bigetron.
So with that, without further ado, we are gonna sign out for the day. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow because MPL ID Season 13, we own this. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
See you tomorrow.
Selanjutnya ada Gig dan juga Bigetron yang harus ditarik turun ke lower bracket. Tapi sebaliknya Bude Clara tentunya ada dua tim yang terus melaju di upper bracket. Ada Fnatic Onyx dan juga Evos Glory.
Ya, tentu saja kita akan melihat akan ada satu tim yang harus terhenti perjalanannya di esok hari di match pembukaan kita. Jadi siapkan diri kalian untuk menyaksikan siapakah tim yang akan mengais demi kemenangan satu persatu karena perjalanan lower bracket tentu lebih panjang dibandingkan upper bracket yang akan kita saksikan pula esok hari. Upper bracket final menentukan satu slot babak grand final di mana slot MSC di sana akan mereka dapatkan.
Wow, berarti ini besok Bude kita akan langsung menjadi saksi bersama-sama melihat satu tim pertama yang akan secure tiket menuju MSC 2024. Tapi tentunya perjalanan mereka tidak terhenti di sana, mereka harus terus melaju untuk bisa mendapatkan gelar sebagai champion MPL Indonesia Season 13 dan besok dari 4 tim akan berkurang menjadi 3 tim saja.
Betul, jadi siapkan diri kalian untuk menyaksikan kemegahan dan kengerian dari 4 tim yang akan berjuang sekuat tenaga untuk mendapatkan slot itu. Tentu saja acara ini begitu meriah karena ada dukungan para super fans dan juga tentunya kepada para sponsor yang begitu luar biasa karena MPL Indonesia Season 13 powered by Moonton dengan government partner PBSI
and presented by official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy,
official e-wallet GoPay, dan juga kita punya official destination for gaming and esports Kidia.
Dan juga official gold partner by Ubas Gold dan juga ada partner in esports ada Campina, Oraimo, Telkomsel, Dunia Games dan juga Games Max.
Bersama dengan supplier Indomaret, Point Coffee, Samsung Neo QLED Super Smart TV Plus dan juga Saturday.
Dan tentunya ada venue partner kita ada Jakpro.
Begitu meriah tentunya kita melihat bagaimana antusias dari para super fans, dari para supporter, dari para keluarga, kerabat, dan juga tentu saja yang lagi di rumah, yang lagi nonton bareng. Dari Sabang sampai Merauke, dukungan kalian terus mengalir dan bisa dirasakan energinya di panggung yang megah ini.
Wow, betul sekali. Tapi Bude Clara, tentunya keseruan ini tidak hanya di dalam arena saja. Karena MPL Indonesia Season 13 juga ada MPL Festival yang sangat seru. Banyak sekali aktivitas-aktivitasnya. Dan tentunya di dalam arena seperti biasa ya, tadi kita ada bagi-bagi skin gratis. Jadi ini luar biasa sekali.
Betul, banyak sekali acara yang bisa kita ramaikan juga, bisa kita nikmati di luar sana. Seperti yang Monica bilang, keseruan yang hanya di dalam sini tapi juga di luar sana dan bahkan dari Sabang sampai Merauke, dari kutub utara sampai kutub selatan. Wongnya dewek lagi pada nonton juga nih.
Wah. Tapi tentunya keseruannya kita sudah rasakan kemarin di hari pertama, kemudian hari ini hari kedua. Tapi jangan kemana-mana dulu, kalian harus menjadi saksi sampai dengan nanti di babak grand final pada hari kelima babak playoff ini untuk melihat siapa yang akan menjadi champion dari MPL Indonesia Season 13.
Hari ini kita harus berpamit, namun esok hari juga akan ada satu tim yang berpulang dan harus say goodbye. Malam ini, malam yang tentunya panjang dan mendebarkan. Esok hari akan seperti apa? Jadi kita nantikan kalian tentunya di hari yang ketiga babak playoff MPL Indonesia Season 13. We own this! See you!